and then you mix it with the map that we're going to make, and then listen, if it doesn't show the two little fucking areas that he could have walked without getting seen on camera, we're going to figure out the directions. We're going to see if it even makes sense, because none of it makes sense. um I think I heard they're resuming their searches tomorrow. Equisearch was out there today. I think Cajun Navy's resuming their search tomorrow. I ain't gonna help. I'm not. I'll be doing my own shit. I don't. I'm all good on that. So we're gonna do that. There's an update with Riley's strain. No water in the lungs. No water were in the lungs. So we're going to discuss that here in the intro of the show, kind of discuss that. I am going to be making a trip back down to Nashville. We're not only going to hand out some items to the camp there, we're going to go back. I'm going to get some GoPro. I'm going to walk that. I'm going to walk the Luke 32. I don't give a fuck if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to walk the Luke 32, the path Riley took, all the way to the Your Tempo software company again, but I'm also going to live stream it again, but I'm going to do the GoPro too, because I think the GoPro, wherever I'm looking, gives a different kind of aspect as well. And I wish I would have done it last time when I went, but it's okay. We already had the stream where we walked down there to show you guys, but I want to get the GoPro when I go down. So I am going to go down there. I am going to walk that shit. And we're gonna I'm gonna kind of reach out to the community again, see if they still feel like there's still more to it, and then see what they think about the autopsy results when the full autopsy drops, and also see what they think now about it all. I'm gonna reach out to them again. We're gonna go talk to the locals again, and we're gonna see what they think about it. So let me see here. We'll go ahead and get through the hellos real quick. Actually, hold on one second. Yeah, prayers, Devo. Let me bring up the guest here. We got Silky, Nosy. What's up? Yeah, second
Hello,
autopsy.
can you hear me?
Yes. What's up?
Nothing. I'm just reading an article about Riley Strain.
What do you think? What do you think about the?
It's kind of what I thought from the beginning. So, I just think I'm reading an article right now that says his body was recovered. He was not wearing his pants, the wallet, or the cowboy boots, which I suspected because I was like assuming the media is telling us everything. He's not wearing his pants, wallet, or cowboy boots he had on the night he went missing. The only thing that was found on him was the watch and the shirt.
Yep. So this is what I was thinking. I don't know. You tell me what you're thinking. I was telling everybody the dude he was in there for 12 days, 13 days, something like that.
Yeah, it was like 12.
Okay. Uh Cowboy boots, I never had a pair, but I imagine they're tough to, it takes some force to get your feet in there, and it takes some force to take them off. Do you think this is possible? What I was thinking is, and I don't know, I haven't seen like the actual, like diagram of injuries and stuff, right? But do you think that because with that current and how strong it is, he wasn't that thick of a fella. He so there wasn't that much um skin. And I'm wondering, do you think the current down there mixed with being stuck under the barge and the fact that the boots can't just come off from water, it would take more force, I'd imagine. Do
Right.
you think that maybe being underwater for that long, maybe I know the arms and the legs is one of the first to kind of separate. Do you think maybe the legs had separated and that's why there was no pants or
Hello, Najee.
no? You
I
think?
no.
Do you think he was attacked? Do you think he was an easy target from the beginning
Yeah,
of? You think
yeah,
so? Still,
he was an easy target. I think it's I just love what the media puts out because the media is like 1 minute they're like, oh yeah, he was found with all of his belongings, and
right?
now like
We. Th-
now it's just, oh yeah, he actually wasn't.
yeah, which is weird because when
Hmm.
I had thought that he was found with everything too, uh, and then when I heard that, I was like, whoa, okay. But uh, do you think it was one of the people, not the guy that stays on the sidewalk, but I kind of I'm gonna be honest with you guys, you'll know who I'm talking about for sure, Silky. When we first got there, the dude with the stocking cap,
Yeah.
that dude was always suspicious to me, and I feel like the guy that is at the top is vulnerable to those people, and they kind of trade off. You watch out for us, we watch out for you, but don't fuck with us because you can't get too far, and we can do shit to you that ain't nobody gonna know about when it's dark out and nobody's coming down the street. So really, we look out for each other, but dude, you know, don't say shit kind of shit. And I'm wondering if I never did see the cane. Have you ever seen the cane guy, Najee? Have you ever seen the cane guy with the tennis shoes? I never saw him.
I saw some TikTok stuff with a guy who was like pulling a wagon, never a cane.
I
Yeah, it
saw a
was.
guy with a cane.
Yeah, he got interviewed, and he was the one talking about how he heard the guy Riley go into a bush, and somebody and he was like, "Hey, you okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's just drunk." He was that guy,
Oh, he was
and he
that guy.
yeah, he had black tennis shoes with red, like red stitching. So it was mainly black, but with red stitching, and then he had like a cane that was like what, wood carved,
Would, yeah.
that had like snakes on it or something, and it was green and some other colors too, kind of a mixture. But he didn't want to show his face, but it almost it's kind of like what I was saying before, like how they're going to look out for each other because they're their own little community and they're going to stick up for themselves first, right? And
Yeah.
so it makes me wonder, like, were they just making that shit up to get the attention away from their area because they didn't want any focus on it because eventually the truth would come out if you keep poking. And so it was like, yo, let's just come up with whatever just to get the attention away from here because we know that the dude that's down there in that blue tent, the one that we walked up to when we were down there at the riverbank, I think he's like the strong arm down there because compared to all the other dudes, that's the only dude that I was real cautious about. The only one out of all of them that came poking out. And he's the
Mm.
one that always had the dog with him all the time too, and it makes me wonder, I'm pretty sure it's their dogs too. So I'm wondering if he's like the mayor of the frickin' camp over there and or, the boss and they have their own little thing going on. I mean, hell, why would the locals sit there and tell me not to walk down the street? you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if if they weren't doing some crazy ass shit, if they were just sitting in their tents and being chill and cool, well then would who would have to worry about walking down that street? Is is the crime it does is that like a spot, Najee? Where is that a spot where like people that aren't even from those blocks coming to do
That's a
that
good
stuff?
question. I don't even know. I do know like that people live in that area, and I did talk to like a few people that were passing by that were just like, you know, they're here. They didn't really like talk about it a lot. But I feel like, and I could be wrong because I have seen so many different people like in the Broadway area, but I
Mhm.
have seen that dog somewhere specifically. Walked by many different people outside of
Yeah.
that area.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, outside
way
of the
away.
area.
Yeah, outside of the area. Like
What?
where I work at, it's
Yeah.
probably like 20 minute, 15, 20 minute drive from where Riley was last seen. And I swear I've seen people standing on that corner right before I get off the exit to go to work with that dog. And it's like people I don't really like I don't save faces, but like pets, I have my own pets, so it's like
Yeah.
when I see a
Right.
dog, it's kind of like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
So
and I
what are they like using it to panhandle kind of thing?
yes,
Ah,
they
okay.
are.
Because I know they all walk it. You could see
They
them
do
all
use
taking
it to
turns.
panhandle,
And
but
that's
I
why
have
they're
seen
so
multiple
beefy
people.
because
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, those dogs, I'm being serious. Those dogs
Yeah.
are healthier than some of my neighbors' puppies.
Yeah.
Like those are healthy dogs. And I was like, whoa, that's what, because that threw it off. Because like some of them, when they come out there, you don't know, it doesn't even look like they're homeless.
Sorry.
Oh, and when some of them are popping out, you don't know that they're homeless, because of, you wouldn't think that they're dressed like that. And then they're walking a dog like that. And there was a guy and a girl, the guy that I'm talking about, and probably his wife. They were the first two walking the puppy. And I was like, wow, that's weird. That's cool. Husband and wife, taking turns hanging around here. And all of a sudden, somebody pops out with that dog too. I'm like, wait a minute. That was just the dog that I saw. Like, and then I seen it's like they use it for their protection and their panhandling. Their protection to walk the neighborhood because
Yeah.
that's if they're all using the puppy to walk the neighborhood.
My
You know,
question is, oh, go ahead.
oh, no, go ahead because I don't want to. I do want to ask you a question though, Najee, when y'all get done with this.
Yeah, I was gonna ask where you saw the autopsy report where there was no water in the lungs, or where
That's from the
that.
family. That's from the family interview, right? Somebody sent me the family interview.
Well, there's a
Uh,
lot of news reports though that say that also.
yeah, but I think it was the family. Is that? Let me know in chat. Is that the family that News Nation? Yeah, it's a News Nation video. We can
Okay.
watch it. I already have it queued up here. Yeah, family. Yeah, it was Chris. That's right.
Excuse
Chris
me.
was talking. Yeah, Brian Netton. Yeah, that's right. Duh, because we listened to it. That's right. Mine was 15. Thank you. Yeah, we'll get into that, but I just thought uh it didn't surprise me, and it just added on to more of, I know you looked it up, right? Silky, 20% of drownings occur by
Yeah.
dry drowning, right? But I
Well,
never thought it
that's
was
the
that
high
high.
end. No, it's really, I saw two
Like,
different things. It's 10 to 15%. It could be up to 20%, but that's of all drownings of all kinds. And that would be, that's still a very small amount. So and dry drowning is not really a medical term. Okay. It's just when the way that I am understanding this, what I researched today, is that it's usually not while you're in the water. It can be because basically you have a laryngeal spasm and your vocal cords go over, the air flap, and so it kind of
whoa, what?
constricts, and
Dude,
oh, she's
huh?
got a puppy. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
oh,
Ridiculous.
What's going on?
oh, nothing. Uh I was trying to figure out exactly what you were saying because I didn't understand
Okay.
it. Like,
Okay. Like
it went, what?
you have a laryngeal spasm. That is like your larynx back in the back of your throat, and it kind of constricts. Your vocal cords actually flip over and seal off that hole,
Oh,
so
the
to speak.
flappies? The flappies?
Yeah, and
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's what a laryngeal
That
spasm
goes
is.
like this. Okay,
Yeah,
but how does that happen? But yeah, like,
okay,
but how does?
because it's the impact of the water or they're saying when it happens, it's usually the impact of the water, the shock, especially if it's cold, can, make you spasm. Now, my problem with this is he was so intoxicated. I don't know how much you would actually spasm because your reflex time is so much slower the more
Yeah, it sounds
intoxicated that you
rare.
are. It is. And so what happens usually in dry drowning, it's not that they drown right there, but it's something that happens when you have, like, you're in the water and then you come out and you think you're okay. And dry drowning is a condition that actually goes over, can go over hours to days, and you start running a fever, and
What?
it's pulmonary edema. You start having shortness of breath, like you're acting really loopy, and then you have to go to the hospital because it has caused basically too much swelling in
Yeah.
your heart from that thing. So if you usually don't die in the water from that. It's possible, but you usually
Not
don't.
to mention it, like I remember my mom telling me about like when we used to swim when we were younger, and we just like go under and like cough up. She'd be so scared that we would dry
Right.
drown.
Yes.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's usually the way it happens. Yeah.
Like, is what? Okay, because you would go underwater and you would
Just
You would-
You would
yeah, pretty much.
spasm. Yeah.
because of the cold or what? I mean, what do you get? What about the water like makes you?
It's that spasm, CJ, that it pushes the air down into your pulmonary artery, which is right coming out of your heart, and it causes you actually to have, it cuts off circulation there for a second, and then you think you're okay, but it has pushed so much pressure down into your pulmonary artery at your heart, you don't know, and then you
Yeah.
start having side effects later on.
Yeah, she's right. I didn't think about it. Like when she's
I'm just
explaining-
trying to let it
when she's
soak in here. I'm
explaining
like,
the medical-
whoa.
See, you
the
thought I was
medical
just
sounds.
thought I was just dumb and funny.
No, I'm loopy, and you got me concerned because I've been loopy here.
Well, have you
I've
been
been
in
loopy
any
the
water? Are you
I've
dry drowning?
No, I haven't been in any water, but I've been loopy the last couple days, so now I'm worried that I got water in my aorta. What is it?
Oh my goodness.
Pulmonary artery.
Cut it
Artery.
out. Cut it out.
Artery. I need to like get it out of there, right? Like hiccup or something.
Yeah, no.
What?
Like it's kind of like it also reminds me of water poisoning. Like
Yeah.
old people used to tell me, like if you drink too much water, or like if you like
What?
ingest.
That's
Yeah.
true. That
You
is
can
true.
drink too much water?
Yes.
Yeah,
You sure can. You can die from too much water.
What?
yeah.
See, it's
We're like 80% water. What are you talking about?
anatomy
Our
and
bodies-
physiology with CJ.
Our bodies are like 80% water, isn't it?
Yeah, but
You
it,
So
have
how
too
can we
much.
die from 80% of our bodies?
you get too alkaline. Your body gets too alkaline with too much water, and your electrolytes. Let me just say,
It just
it throws your
depletes
whole body out.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got me feeling like Rosie, like I need to like Google all these terms and things
Take
that you
notes.
guys are talking about, because I'm like, you're like laryngeal, and then it flips out. I'm like, what? How does this even happen? Just from swimming? So
Yeah,
if
it
you're
could be as
swimming
simple as, like-
and you cough or you accidentally inhale water.
Yeah, like a
Which makes
kid
you
just going
cough.
under and then coming up, and they're like, huh, 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 got their arms in the air,
Hmm.
and then it can be as simple as that, and then they go to bed and don't wake up.
Exactly.
Whoa.
That's
Is
how
that-
I learned about it, because my mom used to freak out every time like something like that would happen, and she'd be like, okay, like, is your head feel funny, or like if you feel weird tonight when you're going to bed, let me know. And I didn't think anything about it because I'm like, I'm just swimming, but
Huh,
it is
right.
real. It is a real thing.
So what, did she like not want you to go under the water as much, or because I don't
pretty
remember
much.
really?
She didn't want me in water, period, because she couldn't swim. So, but
Oh,
she knew it was important for us to learn how to swim. So she was
right.
just,
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I
you
mean,
can go on a boat.
yeah,
yeah.
that's probably why I
I have
didn't.
a boating license. I grew up near a lake, so it's pretty
Ah,
important for us to learn how to
Later.
swim.
I love boats.
I'll wave to you from the shore. Hello.
You don't do boats?
Boats that I can't see land, no. And sometimes not even that because I might not even be able to make it swimming. I got to be able to make it if I need to swim. So, however, it's not very far, really. It's not. So, no,
Yeah.
not really.
But the
Yeah.
No.
whole thing of, the low percentage that he would actually dry drown that way. I could see
Right.
drown, but not dry drown in the water. Plus, he's missing items. And yeah, it's a big old fat sus cake is what it is.
Agreed.
CJK is wondering if Riley passed out. I mean, this is what doesn't make sense. Like when we were looking at it, and if he would have fell from any of those spots when we were down there looking, the dude would have looked like he got beat up with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how do you know that he didn't get beat up with a baseball bat before he got put, like
I mean, I'm thinking like this comment says like
yeah.
something happened, and I think he was placed in the water as well, because only because of the demographics of
Yeah,
the
it didn't
layout
make
down
sense.
there. And I was literally arguing with someone earlier because they were like, "You are stupid if you think he just didn't fall in the water." And I'm like, if you go
What?
if you go
Right.
look,
Watch our video, right?
yeah, like if you literally go look, there is no way from the last point that he was seen
Mm-mm.
and the amount of space in between the bridge and the river, you cannot possibly just tumble down into the water
No.
at all.
We explored all of them from up and down. We went all the way down that riverbank and we went up there exploring every freaking scenario, even the scenario if he fell from the bridge, you know? And it's just you would get to each scenario, right, Najee? We would get to each scenario and there was one piece of evidence that said that can't be possible. The phone, or where the
Paint
card was,
or
like there's
yeah.
there's little things that was like, no, I mean, it makes sense, but then what about this part of evidence? And you'd get to, well, this makes sense, but then this evidence doesn't line up. And so it almost was like the no water in the lungs was all, it almost kind of, to me, it like fit with everything else that was being uh
Hmm.
what do you call, assumed or something. I don't know what is the
Yeah,
word.
I don't either. I'm not sure. And I also think the family may just be at a point where they want to be done with it. It was an extensive search. So I feel like even if there was foul play and if they are doing interviews saying that there's no water in the lungs and they know that something else happened, there is probably at a point where they're like, we just want to bury our son
No,
and
they're
mourn our
doing a
family.
second one. They're doing a second autopsy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I know they said that there's somebody there that they feel knows what happened and they just want them to tell them what took place.
Yeah.
I think it lies in that homeless camp. And I think now that all the stuff's gone, and like when we went down there the next day, there was nobody down there anymore,
It was
you
like
know?
tumbleweeds,
Yeah, it
ghost
was like a
town.
ghost town down there, and I'm wondering if now somebody from that camp will say something.
Maybe.
Cuz you
Mm,
know, and
Hi,
that's the,
everybody, by the
hey,
way.
what's up,
Hi,
Golf?
golf.
Hi. Can I just say, to add to that, remember cameras all along. And so I'm hoping that the family pushes that fact that there's cameras all along the bank. And why are they not allowed to see them? What's going on? If they're not
well,
up and
what
running,
cameras?
there's cameras. It says everywhere where you guys were walking around, it
Oh, yeah.
says this area is being monitored 24 hours
24
a
hours.
day.
Yeah.
So where
There's
is that?
3 3 or
I didn't
4, I
see
think.
that.
all
I saw them
along.
closer to like the apartment building. Like
Nope.
No,
nope.
they're all the way down the street too, past the second bridge.
it makes me wonder because when I was with my friend that went with me down, Ethan, he installed security cameras. So like when we came back up and right before we left after we finished talking to you guys, we walked the streets and looked for a camera. So I wonder if that's like a scare tactic because we did not the only cameras that we saw were like the cameras that were on the Birch building and
Right.
then if you walk all the way down like past where we went in and past that little abandoned building, there's an apartment complex. And when I walked in there and I was looking over the fence into the water, like an automated system came on and was like, you need to leave.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
being
Yeah, it
monitored.
did it to me with the blue light.
Yeah.
What is that? What the heck is that? Because I was like, whoa, I entered a zone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when we went down to your tempo and we were like,
Yeah,
holy crap.
it like
Yeah.
yelled at me. I'm like, whoa, okay, dude. I'm in
And
your
I
parking
moved
lot.
immediately.
Right.
But
But
it-
I did not see any cameras.
But if that's the fact, if it's used as a scare tactic, then the family needs to know about that. Because I have questions. And my biggest question is if you write there is camera surveillance all along the bankway there, then why isn't there camera surveillance all along the bankway?
There should be camera surveillance down
There
there.
is
anyways.
there is
It's a
private
sketchy
cameras. I think CJ, you went around and you showed every single camera that that you saw, and it's
Well,
on the private buildings, and then there should be in the courthouse. Is that the courthouse or the
Birch
police
building.
department? Right
It's
there.
the courthouse. It's a
Court-
Birch building.
I'm
Yep.
sure they
Um,
have. I'm sure
They
they
have
have.
three
The
of them right
cameras
there.
at the Birch building don't really. There's a small window that one of them points forward as you're like pulling into the garage that can catch an area like as you're walking out where that big satellite thing is, but it wouldn't have been wide enough. And this is according to like the security guy that I was with. He said it wouldn't be wide enough to catch what was happening under the bridge, only what was after it.
Mhm.
Right.
And then the other two cameras, one of them points like this way, like looking down towards the garage, and then the other one points back, like because there's a sidewalk right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can deduct from all that you told me, you can deduct exactly where he would have quote unquote fallen into the river, right? So
Yeah.
if you look at this camera, he never made it that far. You know that,
Right.
right? So you can deduct a specific area. You can go down there, you can look how steep is it? Is it even possible to fall in like you guys said, right? So
No,
don't tell me
it's
you can't specify a certain area where they know he fell in from all the cameras along there.
You can't.
You
You can't.
exactly. You
We
can.
walked that whole thing, and I'm telling you, he did not. I don't know how he fell. How from the end of that building. What is that? The satellite or whatever you said. The
Yeah,
abandoned
the
building.
satellite.
From the abandoned building, and you ain't going left. All right, and if you're going right, which we did, we could barely even walk through any of it. So if he did fall, he's getting stuck. And then you get to where the underneath the bridge and there's the drop offs. There's like we were talking, somebody if he would have been able to get into the water from falling, somebody would have had to been running like at full book ass speed at him and pushed him off. And
he
if even
still wouldn't
then,
even, yeah,
if
like
even then, there's just to me it's like I just from the beginning you look at the street, you look at how it's set up, you have the little holes that pop out, you have the tier where you can literally hide behind that first tier. It's
Yeah.
a straight bush going all the way down until you get into the camp, and then it clears out. It's like a wall for them, and then you're just, hey buddy, huh, who was that? And then they don't see nothing, they're
I mean,
distracted.
hell, while
You
we
come
were
up
standing
behind
there,
them.
somebody said, "Don't come in
Yeah,
here," and we're like,
that freaked
we
me
looked
out.
around and we couldn't
Yeah.
even tell where it came from.
Yeah, and you can hear it on camera too, because we watched it, and you could hear that person say, "What they say?"
Don't come in here.
Yeah, don't come in here.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, CJ, are we still gonna go in here?
I looked at her and I was like, "Did you say? Did you say something?" Because I'm like, "Damn, I'm already getting ready to, rappel and shit and hang off a cliff." I'm like, "Damn, it's already freaky already. Don't scare me." But no, no, because like at that point, and then somebody said something about a pit bull that had attacked somebody or
Yeah, and then
something like that.
the day that we were out there, like the whole week before, there was no beware of dogs signs. And the last day we were out there, all of a sudden there was just beware of dog signs in the
Yeah,
encampment.
Hmm.
yeah,
I,
hanging from the trees, hanging from the
Nashville
trees.
Oh,
needs to do something
oh.
about that. Like
Yeah.
the homeless, we have a really big homeless problem here, and it's not good, and it needs to be. I don't want to say taken care of because that sounds bad. Like it sounds like we just need to get rid of all the homeless people. That's not what I mean. I'm 100% for like finding people a home and rehabilitation if that's what they need, and that's something needs to be done because clearly it's not safe. And you put up beware of dog signs, like
Yeah. And
now it's
they
getting out
did.
of hand.
Yeah.
They did. It was on each side of the main entrances that they use. Because I looked at it and I'm like, what the hell? Because I hadn't seen them there the whole time. And then after the vigil, all of a sudden these signs popped up and it's like, what the heck?
Very spooky.
Yeah, very, very, especially after hearing that guy, don't come in here. And I think that's maybe, and this is why I think maybe he probably had to go to the bathroom. He saw that green fence and was like, "Hey, I'll just step in here real quick and take a piss." And maybe the same person said, "Don't come in here." And the pit bull came. I don't know.
Possibly. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know,
I want to
man.
know if what was the determining factor when the police came out and said they don't think foul play was involved in this. So what did they make that assessment upon is what, if I was the family, I would like to know. Obviously, number one, because that's what
Yeah.
they said. We don't think foul play was what was happening here. So I just want to know what was the from what? How do you determine that?
How do you? Yeah, and they haven't released that. They just keep saying that even with the prelim autopsy, it's just like no foul play was involved. Okay, so how did he die?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's not really a preliminary autopsy. You saying no foul play was involved does not tell me how this person passed away at all.
And they never said he fell. Did they say he fell into the river specifically?
Nope.
The police? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
they never said. They just
No foul play
They just
involved.
meant, yeah, exactly.
I
So
don't.
That's all they keep saying.
that's interesting too. But yeah,
Yep.
if anybody has any connection to his family, that's what I would do. Is like the
Yeah.
cameras all along the bankway, and then what do they determine? Which I'm sure they might have told the family. I don't know, but you would assume they would have, right?
Yeah,
You would-
especially if
you-
they're going to get another autopsy. Clearly, they don't trust what's
Right.
going on already. So,
Yeah, they don't trust what's, just like I bet you they feel the same way that everybody out there, because when I was talking to everybody out there that was coming up to me in the local area, and I can say 100% because it was every single person said they still felt there was something else, that it didn't make sense. And it's going to be interesting to hear what they have to say when it comes to this latest news, and then whenever the full autopsy report comes out. And if I know they were wanting people to know, like, they're scared for the locals are scared for the tourists, because the tourists don't know anything about that street. And there's nothing that they could do, because they can warn everybody all day. It doesn't mean that they're going to listen, especially if they're drunk going around there. And I'm telling you right now, when I left there on a a Friday night. It was only 9:30 when I left there. I think it was Friday, and it was you could when we were leaving, everybody could hear all the people screaming in the parking garage, and that's how it
Yeah,
was
and that's
down there.
another spooky thing is like where he was is not a part. It's not a part of town that you can just like. That's a long walk from Broadway. Like
Yeah.
tourists should not be over there at all. So
And
like
it's a haul too because you're
it
going up
is.
different terrain, and by the time you get down there, I can see why he was, doing a little
Yeah.
bit of
Yeah,
this
like he was
because
just way, way, way away from anywhere that he should have been in Nashville. It's just a sketchy area. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, I'm not even comfortable with walking anywhere here at night, to be honest with you, because I think people here are crazy. Like, honestly, like it's dangerous. It's a dangerous city. And
Yeah.
Memphis
Why?
is just as bad, if not, no, Memphis is definitely worse. So, like,
Yeah, why did you say don't stay in Memphis today?
I mean, if you want to get your car stolen or just all of your windows busted out for no reason whatsoever, then stay in Memphis.
Really? Like
Yes.
Yeah,
like
I
the
used to
whole
live.
city? The whole city? Like what are
Yeah,
we
pretty
talking?
much. I mean, their
Yeah.
downtown area is like they're trying to get that back together for like tourist reasons, but Memphis is really bad. Like they have
Hmm.
burglaries, they have shootings, like it is not the place you just want to go and hang out unless you have a local with you.
Hmm.
Yeah. And even then, I used to do travel nursing up in Memphis, and yeah, very, very dangerous. Um, I was there about 3 months, and I ended up staying an hour north of Memphis because it was so bad. Even just getting in and out of the hospital was sketchy.
Hmm.
Huh. There sorry, I slowed it down a little bit. Sorry about that. I just saw that. Um I don't know. I just is there a way that they c- I guess they just probably are just like, yeah, 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 if people do get warned. I mean, I'm sure locals are out there. Do locals when is there like a specific tourist season for those blocks there, or is it just
For
pretty much
Nashville,
yeah,
It's
it's
year
tourist
round.
season
all the
all
time,
year here.
all
All
Yeah,
year?
year.
it's
Oh
So
yeah.
year round.
so do the locals is it so when it comes to those bars down there, do most locals just kind of go outside the city because of all the tourists?
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly, if you meet someone on Broadway that's from Nashville, they're bored.
Oh shit!
like
Damn. Okay.
they're
Right.
bored. We're bored. We don't have anything else to do because there are so many other places in the city that you can go to bar wise. I mean, outside of
Yeah.
Nashville, they're just less like there's low traffic areas that are just as good as the places on Broadway. Like, I mean, hell, Printer's Alley is right next to Broadway, and
Printers
Printer's Alley
Alley.
is probably yeah, it's like it's a street right off of
Yeah.
Broadway,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of people don't even know about it. So, I mean, a lot of
Is
locals will go to Printer's Alley and
Oh, that
just
alley that has a bunch
Yeah.
of
mhm.
bars. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It is because it's got like a sign going across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a lot of
That's where
people
the
don't venture
spikes.
that far in like outside of Broadway. So, I mean, there's
I
just
go.
other places to go to.
Yeah, I go once a year to Printer's Alley, and that's for Santa Crawl. They do every
Yeah.
year. They have something called Santa Crawl, where everybody dresses up in Santa suits, and then
It gets really drunk and
you
has to crawl
you
the
go
whole
from bar to bar, and then yeah, and then you take a
base.
picture by the Christmas tree, and it's really fun. It's an adventure.
I'm sure. It is. You get so tossed, you gotta crawl.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's
it's why
that's
it's
why
called
they got
Santa
spikes.
Crawl. It's
That's why they
Santa
got
Crawl.
spikes on the stairs over
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so nobody's like, babe, I can't make it.
It's fun though. But that's when the locals come downtown, basically.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if any locals go down there. So really it's because I heard some stories from some locals that there's some kind of operation that they have going on with those bars that focus on tourists, and there's people that sit there uh they sit there quite often and they wait for people that are by themselves and intoxicated to leave, so
Mm.
then they can rob them a, a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah,
I've heard a few people tell me that when I was there.
By
I've
the
heard
way,
that.
hi Sleuthy Goosey. I saw she
You've heard
popped
that?
in.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sleepy.
Sleuthy.
You've heard that too, Najee? You've
Yeah,
heard that
I
there's
have
like
heard that
okay,
that there are people that just kind of with
sit in the back
Luke's
and
specifically, there have been a lot of people who have been or claim to have been drugged in Luke's. So
yeah, they told me the same people told me the same bar too. Those people told me that Luke's was the main one.
yeah, and
Wow.
I believe I might have told you this or not, but I had someone tell me that Luke's was like sold to a sketchy
Yeah,
mafia guy.
she she told me that too.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what's going on down there. I
And
don't
I
Wow.
know.
yeah, and I think rumors tend to swirl around one place, but it's really probably all of them down there. Like I wouldn't trust any bar because it's not the bar itself that does
No,
that. It's the patrons, right? So whoever
the
goes there,
streets.
and
The
we
streets.
I guess we just hear a lot from a specific bar that it's happening. I don't know.
No,
You
she
don't think
told
it's
me
suspect that like it's happening in
she
one bar?
It's
it's more
happening in a
than one.
lot of. It's happening
Right.
Yeah,
in
it's I was told like 5 or
all of
6.
them. Yeah, I think
I was
all of
told
them really.
Miranda, what
Because
else
some
did
of
she
them are
say?
all owned by like the same people, the
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
same
yeah,
the same
yeah.
group,
company.
and
Right.
one like a waitress will go from she'll be working at this bar one night and then they'll have her go to another bar the next night and she never knows if she's going to be working at a specific bar because they constantly move them around like like they own all the bars and they're all an employee under one umbrella, so they
Yeah,
they can just move them around to fill whatever need they have at whatever bar or whatever. That's what
But if you
I was
think
told.
about it, the bars you're talking about are the most like where the most people are,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
they're
if
the
you are a
attraction.
if you are a pickpocketer or if you are a one of those that goes around and roofies people or whatever, then you're gonna choose those bars because you're gonna not stick out as much as like in a smaller bar or where there is
Yeah,
not that many
in
people.
that
Mhm.
in that
So
Printer's Alley.
obviously they're gonna
Mhm.
choose exactly. So obviously you're gonna choose bars that there's like so many people.
Yeah,
So many
which
and
is
there's
people.
a
what is
bunch of people
interesting to
walking
me
around,
because
it's like
like
Vegas.
with the amount of people that are on Broadway and in these bars, like I still have yet to figure out what this kid did to get kicked out of the bar. Because you gotta do some pretty crazy stuff
Well,
on Broadway to get removed.
I heard a lot about that she told me about the pickpocketing stuff going on down there. I was even warned not to have my wallet in my back pocket, and I'm like, I don't carry my wallet anyway. Uh,
Yeah,
she was telling me because I asked her, I was like, well, if they're that worried about pickpocketing, is that why he got kicked out? Because he might have accidentally bumped up to somebody and somebody's like, hey, that might be pickpocketing because I was already warned about somebody bumping up to me and maybe he accidentally, and they just didn't want to let it play because I heard the same told me that they're very protective over females too, and if a male bumps into them, they'll kick that
Mhm.
male out quick as shit. I heard,
Right.
mm,
heard that too. And so it was like one of these things, like he might not have done anything wrong. He might have bumped into her. And it's one of those things where there's a lot of pickpockets going on in that specific area. And then also with the bouncers overprotecting, he just, removes him or whatever.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's
I
like a mini Vegas down there, right around
we
those
call it Nash
bars.
Vegas.
Yeah, because really you're like shoulder to shoulder, and it was in the middle of the day and we were going down there and it was shoulder
Yeah.
to shoulder.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh so it's yeah, you could definitely blend in, and who the hell. And then when you're talking about that late at night, you go literally you only have to go a block and a half to start from, not even a block, probably just a block, and all of a sudden you're in sketch when you're going walking any direction from those bars in a block or two, you're in sketch land.
Well,
And
not
it's
Yeah.
only are you in Sketchland, you're in by the river, and there's absolutely no rails. I mean, I'm not saying that it can happen, but it can happen. But there are no rails at all whatsoever
And
protecting you
I
from the
don't
other
think there's
side.
gonna be any. I don't think the city is gonna invest into that at all.
Actually, I read
I saw the
somewhere,
mayor was gonna,
yeah, he's going to invest in protection
Yeah,
yeah,
along the
I
river.
don't know.
Yeah,
I
make
I
them
think
mean
higher or something,
that's what he's claiming. Though we'll see about how much
just
that's
to
going to
save.
claiming,
happen.
yeah.
Right.
I think
Will
it's
it
a
actually
claim to take
happen?
some heat off because of all the stuff that's happening with the Riley Strain case. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do that because it would take away. I mean, think of how long they're like. You can walk to the end of Broadway right into the river. They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know how these things work. You get the ball rolling, you make it over like years and years and years, and then nothing happens, and people
Yeah,
forget about it,
yeah,
right? So
Yeah, no
exactly.
new
it's
taxes.
politics. It's
No
politics
new
Right.
typical.
taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that happen? There was
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot. Well, here's this News Nation interview here, and we got some good stuff to get into tonight because we're going to get into our footage that we got today going around the neighborhood, and we're going to try and see. We were trying to think, okay, we drove around and we got a lot of footage, and we're trying, and we seen all the footage that was there, and it's like, wait a minute, how in the hell did he walk away and not get on somebody's camera when there's all these cameras around? So we're going to kind of go through the footage, see if we can find anything, kind of map out the vision cones and see if Riley or Sebastian really did walk away, and walk away from his home like they're saying.
Mhm.
Well, then where are those specific areas he would have had to walk to avoid all of those cameras? 'Cause there's a lot more cameras than you guys even can think when it comes to, that one camera, and that's all there was. Um, I was actually, what do you think, Najee? I was actually pretty surprised that there was that many cameras
There were so many cameras.
on them.
Like, okay, so from his house, you come out, you come take a left, go down the street. Directly on that street, and I don't know when it was put in. I don't know if this camera has always been there or if it was just recently installed. But there's a camera that points right up the street to where he would have walked from. And then when you get to the end of the street at the stop sign, if you make a left, it's like camera, 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 like every other house, either on either side of the street had a camera. And if he took a right, there's not really, I don't remember seeing any cameras when we took that right and went down,
Right.
other than that one house that was on the corner with the garage. But
Right.
even like in the cul-de-sac, every other house had a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they just don't have playback, which I have playback. I think it's a great investment. You have to pay for it.
It's
I
only
don't
$5 a month. It ain't, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like
$5 ain't bad at all when it comes to being able to have total surveillance of your property at every moment of time, and
yeah,
you can turn any of it into law enforcement because it's right there.
But
And
you
it's
know,
also like they're all connected.
yeah, you know
Huh?
what that means. Like if there's cameras everywhere, I think what they're focusing on is the cars coming in and out of that area. When I say they, I mean law enforcement at this point.
But why
Because
would they be searching right there? They're
yeah,
gonna be doing another search tomorrow, and it's gonna be
not law enforcement.
well,
They're
they're still
this is
searching.
yeah, I'm saying like I think what they're focusing on, or they should at this point, is cars going in and out. What times do cars coming in and out of that area? And what
Well,
car?
if that's the case, where is this search warrant for this damn camper?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and why didn't anybody go down with him
Mhm.
and also check? Why didn't somebody go down with him? And then when they got there, they said, "Chris, sit back for a second. We're gonna go take a look real quick," before he even gets to open the door.
Because the kid don't just disappear. All right.
I
Aliens
think
didn't come
that-
down and get him.
And
Right.
he's
and
my size.
Somebody would have caught that on camera.
and
Yeah,
you
the
don't
kid is
and you
my
don't
size.
So
you don't run away from home
he didn't
without
walk
shoes.
away because there is no, there's nothing tracing him. That means he left by car
And if
or
he did
in
walk
a
away,
car.
dogs would have picked up that scent, especially if he was barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You
So
got skin
that's
cells all over the place.
that's
More
reason,
than anything.
reasonable deduction tells you that there is a car that left with that child in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No scent outside the property. Yeah, he was in the camper and
I also think mom might know something.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
I almost
know-
feel like they tag team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest suspect for me is she worked for a security company. How are you going to work for a security company and you don't have their products or you don't have some kind of system? Like she was an installation tech. So
Mhm.
how on God's earth you're not going to I know you got to get a discount if you work for the company.
Not even a motion detector.
Sure, you can
Right.
probably get it. You can probably get it for free. But let me tell you, we discussed this yesterday with
Yeah.
CJ, and my only thought on that is cameras give away your life as well if you have to give it over. So if you think about it, if there's something going on in that house,
All the
That-
yeah.
Mhm.
you can
Yeah.
hear that on
Yeah.
the camera, right?
Right.
So you
You
don't
don't
want
want
any
it.
exactly.
It's giving
Mhm.
Stockholm syndrome for me.
Because that's a good neighborhood and you want to protect your property. But if you're protecting what you're doing in your property, you don't put up a camera. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because then like Sigma Chi, it just implicates you.
Yeah.
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 Well, you're right.
But damn, I mean,
So what's the
mean-
dad's name again? It's Chris what?
well, the dad's name is Dad's name is Seth.
Stepdad.
The stepdad is Chris.
Chris
Proudfoot. His name is Chris
it's-
Proudfoot.
and it's spelled the way it sounds.
Yes.
Crowdfunders, yeah.
Let's
Yes.
see if I can found any records on him. In this
It sounds
system.
very Native American, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
does.
gotta be. Gotta be.
He looks kind of not Caucasian.
Yeah,
know.
I mean, maybe a generation or two, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mom drives an Infinity. Yeah, I believe they're still at the campsite. I mean, it's not a hard trailer to find.
I think they left.
But-
I read that somewhere that they left the campsite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that too.
Now, it not to say that they didn't go to another one.
Well, good. I'm glad
Yeah.
they left because that means it'll be better for us on Friday. Because I'm gonna go there. I feel like he's somewhere around there.
I'm not finding anything in the Sumner County court system for him.
When are you gonna know if you're gonna come with us to Memphis on Friday? When would you know for sure? Yeah. Yeah.
I have a schedule laid out. I can go. I just need to be leaving Memphis by apparently my magic time is like 3:00. So
Okay.
4
No,
o'clock.
that's fine.
And I'd probably leave here around like 9.
How long does it take you to get there? Like
It's probably 3 hours. I
3
can
hours?
check and give you a better time frame. Let's see.
So like meet at noon or something? I wonder when Christina's going there. I'll have to see.
It takes me 3 hours and 30 minutes.
3 hours?
Yeah. I wonder if there's a time change. Does anyone know if Memphis has a...
Oh, that's a good
'cause
question.
Nashville is in Central Time.
Lisa says Proudfoot is Scottish.
Wow.
3.5 hours.
Oh, they're still in Central Time.
Olivia says, I feel like the cops know that Proudfoots did it. They just can't. They just don't have. Kind of like, what's her name? Oh my gosh, brain fart. Simon. What's the mom?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Gosh, yeah,
What's that mom's name?
yeah. I'm having a brain stop on that too.
What? The mom?
Yeah.
Katie? Katie.
No.
No.
He's talking about the lady who got sentenced already.
Yeah.
The little
Oh.
boy in the
Because they did the same thing with her. Remember? Because she was always
talking and
like,
yeah.
oh, we just need to find him, and everybody was like,
Talking about Letitia?
Letitia,
No,
yes.
no,
Letitia.
No, not
no, no,
Letitia.
no. Quentin Simon's mom. What's his mom's name?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
What's
know.
Quentin?
The only
Yeah.
thing, this reminds me of
What's Quentin
Casey
Simon?
Anthony for some
No,
reason.
it's not Letitia. It's not Letitia. That's Stouch.
Leilani.
Leilani. Thank
Yeah.
you, Leilani. Yeah, it's like
Thank you,
her.
Sleuthy.
Like Letitia took the fuck off. Okay, it's
No,
not.
no.
It's
But
not the same.
But
Leilani
no, Letitia was there. She was crying outside, and she
for a
didn't want to
couple
go
days.
search because she was like, "I'm gonna stay home because, if he comes home."
Yeah,
And
but
she
it
was
was like
giving all kinds of interviews, just like here.
Yeah.
a
So it's
couple
sort
days
of the
though.
same.
It was a couple days though.
Yeah.
Leilani was drug out. Leilani was drug out. They were sitting out in the lawn. They were bullshitting back and forth. They were going out and getting drunk with family friends. And that was dragging and dragging and dragging. And Leilani never took off. She just sat in that front porch with her mom the whole time, pretending like she didn't know what happened. And I think that's what they're doing here. Like, they're like, I mean, it could be like Letitia when it comes to like how I think the process went down, because that's why I think there's no scent coming outside the property. But I feel like, see, they had more with Letitia because of she was like way out of the way, like lying completely obvious to everybody. With these two, it's like little teeny things, but it's nothing like way
I got a
overboard
hit.
with
I
Letitia.
found something.
And it's like they don't have enough yet.
Or they haven't found the body. So if they haven't found the body, how do you prove that
Like
they did anything?
like
right?
Leilani,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't have it, and then once they had it, then they were
Exactly.
able to, yeah.
Exactly.
I had to put in his whole name. I was just putting in Chris, but Christopher bought something up. It's in circuit court.
There's a lot of child protective stuff.
Yeah.
I have a guy in DCS who could probably figure that out for me, but I can't. It's not giving me anything about these.
Yeah, and that's what makes me feel like something happened with Sebastian with all of those issues, and then the camper was used as a shit, what do we do? And then we're gonna park it down here because, like I was telling you earlier, they can park it down there. A small scent is not going to throw anybody off because it could be a dead. I've gone camping and I was like, it's probably a dead raccoon or something,
Yeah.
And when it comes to a camper sitting there, you just, if you're in the campsite, you might go, "Oh, I haven't seen anybody out," but you're not going to be like, "I wonder what happened to them." It's not going to be like that at a
Yeah,
campsite. So
unless you're just curious.
maybe they did leave, and he was able to clean it up real good, and where I don't think they luminoled it or anything, right? I don't think they never even checked the camper, did they?
I don't know. We don't know that.
Oh yeah, I don't know about the camper. Now they said I heard one report that said they luminoled in the house and they did all kind of stuff in the house, but not the camper.
Hmm. So it's like, dude could have cleaned it out and brought it back up, and now they're just sitting there like, what, they probably moved to another campsite, which, whatever. I don't think I think it ends at that campsite. I don't
But
It's
no
not going
one
to go.
finds this suspicious at all. Like your child has been missing for a month and you're just like, oh, I can't take this. I'm gonna go camping. What?
Well, she said that she was crying for a month straight and her eyes weren't even puffy.
Oh God.
You know damn well if you're
Jeez.
crying for a week straight, your eyes, the bottom of
Oh
them look
yeah,
like a frog going, "Brr," you know? You got that
absolutely.
big ass,
Hmm.
yeah, because it's all, it's all swollen up from the moisture and, from your tears, and then they're all going to be irritated and red. So, and you look at her eyes, she didn't have no puff underneath, and her eyes were fine. They were
But going
watery because she
camping,
looked emotional, but, huh?
but going camping, like I don't know, it's just weird to me because if my kid had been missing, the last thing I'm gonna do is go on a hiatus.
I
Yeah,
they didn't say they were going to go camping. They said that they left town because
the
the
threat.
stepfather, yeah, well first it was the stepfather going back to work. But here's the thing, then they asked 10
Right.
minutes later if
Back and
he yeah, if he still works. He said no, that's up in the air. So he
forth.
didn't go to work. So, it was one of those like, what did he just say? He just said they're going for work, but he's not working.
Yeah,
So because he's about to lose his job, right?
it's up in the air. Yeah,
Yeah.
236. What's up?
So it was a bizarre little interrogation, I have to say.
Yeah, I think they're like
Sus.
sticking up for each other. I think they're sticking up for each other, until one of them gets apprehended or slips up or something, and then they're going to pit them against each other, and then you're going to find out the truth of what took place. I don't know. Maybe not though, because with Elijah Vu, mom ain't saying shit. When it comes to that case, when the babysitter was supposed to be watching him, and then she left him. She left her 3-year-old son at this dude's house for a week for punishment,
Yeah.
purposes, and the little child disappears, and his blanket, or no, his shoe. What was left
Oof.
there? What was that? The
Wasn't it?
shoe and a
Wasn't it his
blanket?
blanket? I thought
A blanket and a shoe? Or no, but they found the
something.
blanket,
Yeah.
and later on found the blanket and confirmed it was his. Um, but yeah,
I
it's
think
like
so.
they're not even saying nothing. So will they say something even if they do get pitted against each other? Blanket. Okay, thank you. Will they say something if they're pitted against each other? Maybe not now. Everybody pretty much, it was common. You get both of them in, you pit them against each other, and then somebody's going to slip or
Hmm.
say something, and then you catch them, and you're golden. But now, uh, as far as I know, neither one of them are saying anything. So and they can't find Elijah. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like, what can you do, right?
yeah, well, I'm just saying, kid is not going to just disappear. That's
No.
just not possible. So it is what it is in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Sebastian dispatch. Oh, yeah, we listened to this earlier. Let me see here. Join group. There we go.
Is she a battered woman? Is
Let me see.
mom facing battered women syndrome?
Maybe thought
What?
about that too. Where she's
No,
protected
no,
him.
No,
but
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
think
no,
so.
no.
You don't
I
think?
think she was
No.
very much an instigator, let me tell you.
Yeah,
I get the feeling of that.
Mm.
Oh yeah. She has
especially
like
after this
she
last
has some
interview.
kind of she was in the army, right? Or navy, I don't know which one. And not only that, she also has like a belt in some kind of martial arts. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
She looks in this last interview with Nancy Grace. She don't look like she's
She looks
part.
fragile, but she's not.
No, she. You can see like when as if you watch her body and her facial expressions as the interview's going on. She don't look. She goes to sound like she's overwhelmed, but when you look at her face, you see the attitude in it, and you're like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
think, because I used to think that too, Najee. I used to think that too a little bit, but then after I seen that one on Nancy Grace, I was like, I don't see the emotions I should be seeing.
Right.
Come if it's a month later and you just had a anniversary of a month, that's a big fucking day for you to really be bawling your eyes out when it hits a month and you're looking like, oh, I've been crying a month, but I got bigger bags than you, lady, you know.
And she works in a very she works also, if you think about it, in a very male-oriented environment as an installation technician, right? So
Yeah.
she is that kind of a woman, um, and also, as I say, Navy, Army, whichever. So she's always been in that like male-oriented field, right? Throughout her career. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's not a fragile woman.
No, it just it's you could tell that they were both kind of like shit. What are we walking? I don't even think half the time they realized that they were kind of telling half truth, half lies, and they were in the same paragraph were contradicting each other. I think she had him. I think she had asked, and I think she did it a great way too. Asked so many damn questions, so they can't focus on number
Yeah.
one what they're telling me, and number two they can't focus if they realize that they fucked up because they can't focus on it to try and make it change because they oh shit there's another one there's another so you can't even fix what you fucked up because you're constantly being asked a new question. I think she did it a great way because
Yeah.
they had no way to get back on the road because once she got them to pull off onto the curb, there was no they were trying to fight to get that car back up there and she just kept throwing wrenches, throwing wrenches, throwing wrenches, throwing
Hmm.
wrenches to the point where
Trying
it
to
was
catch them in the lie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And she did
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this. I'm not saying that to be sexist, by the way. Uh, that it's male oriented, but I mean, I worked in male oriented fields all my life. So I know it takes a special, it's not like you can't have it both ways. Be this fragile woman who's like, like that and work in this field. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work that way. So,
Most focused NG. I know. I
Hmm.
said I'm back, baby, because like me and Nancy had a love hate relationship for almost a year, and I told her last night. I said I'm back, baby. I'm back. I'm back.
yeah.
Because yeah, after last night, I was like, dang, as much as you do all this crazy other stuff that we talk about with mainstream media, last night I was like, damn, you know what, they deserved to get drilled like that. They deserve, because you're not even out there, like somebody said in chat a little bit ago. You got Charlie on a fractured freaking ankle out there searching for this child, and they ain't even fucking searching for it.
Hmm.
Charlie's out there
Mhm.
on a fractured ankle, and they ain't even out there searching. That's a fucking problem. That's a problem. So as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, they deserve to get drilled like that, because they should get drilled like that on every freaking interview that they do.
Yeah,
Honestly, because
yeah,
it's
and
it's
if
gonna
all
What
they
crack.
about
listen,
what
if all
about
they do is
dad?
hand out flyers, shame on them because you should do more than that. Hand out
Yeah, what
flyers.
about dad? What about biological bio dad?
He's
Mm.
out.
Yeah, he's he's out there. He's actually he's recovering from an injury too. I think to a rotator cuff
Yeah.
injury. Yeah, from carrying all that shit.
Yeah.
I need to be careful with all my gear bags and shit. And making sure I don't get. For real though, because
Oh, I know.
once you get something like that, it's hard to heal from. It really is.
And your bag weighs 200 pounds at least. CJ, it's the heaviest thing
I
I've
don't,
ever picked up.
I don't even feel like it. It's okay. Maybe I'm just used to carrying it. It's my gear bag. I carried that thing all over Idaho too.
Jeez.
When I was out there talking to the college students and stuff, yeah, I was carrying that big ass gear bag all over. You got to be prepared, Silky. I can sit down and do
know.
whatever. It's because I
And
don't.
then you wonder why your back hurts at the end of the day, though.
No, my back hurts because I don't have a bed. I haven't had a bed since August, so that's why my back hurts.
That will do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. And most of the time I'm in a car too, so it's not a recliner, it's not a lazy boy. That would be amazing though if they would make like lazy boy edition car seats.
Yeah, right?
People would
Right?
fall asleep.
Exactly. I was just going to say that was my second thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would. I'd
People
fall
would
asleep.
fall asleep.
Yo!
in there.
Like a lazy boy Eddie Bauer edition. Yo,
That's all we need.
get the matching colors. Yeah. No, we need to get that CJ Crimes Concepts decal on that race car that Charlie's got. He said, I was like, how big a decal are we talking about for that? And he's like, oh, either the whole front quarter panel or the rear quarter panel. I'm like, what? That's fucking huge, man. Can you
Yeah, it
imagine
is.
that? He said for 400 it'll for the whole year. And the year's just starting, and he goes to all these other states around the area over there. And yeah, can you imagine that? Seeing CJ's
Cool.
Crime Concepts at all these dirt tracks all over the Midwest and the East. Oh, wouldn't that be crazy? I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be nuts though, right? Having a freaking your own decal on a fucking stock
Yeah.
car. Yeah. Did you? Oh, you know what? Oh, Charlie, if you're in chat, send it to me so I can show him. It's a nice car, you guys. It is a nice car. It's white. It's white and it's got neon green on it and stuff. The numbers are
Oh.
neon green. The bumpers are neon green. He's got neon green, so it's all neon green and white. And yeah, he was like, yeah, man, we'll slap that thing right on there. I'm like, damn, dude. And I thought he was just going to say something like this. He's like, no, the whole front or rear quarter panel. I'm like, shit, that's huge. That's huge. All right, I'm going to play this this video real quick. This is that Riley Strain video where they were talking about no water in the lungs. And then we're going to get into that footage we were talking about for Sebastian. We're going to go through the neighborhood there. So this is that video. If you haven't seen it yet, it did come out earlier. And this is the family spokesperson, Chris. And it would be interesting to hear what they have to say when it comes to, because I feel like I feel like what I heard from the local people down there, I feel like the family feels the same way too. They were just thankful that they got an answer. And I think that's one of the reasons why they thanked social media for the attention that they brought it with 4 sentences instead of 2 for the others. I have a question for you real quick before we watch this. Was there this much attention on any of these cases like this before social media came out there this time? Like, was there that much attention for something like this that had to do with somebody that went missing around that area, left from a bar because it was about a tourist? It was about a college dude, and it was about him leaving the bar and disappearing. Has there been any other one that has like it was like everybody I talked to said when this took place, we had enough and we need to say something and we need to warn everybody that comes here about this area.
Well, I mean, I don't know about like prior, like, okay, I'll say this. Since I've lived here, I haven't heard anything about a tourist. But I will say, since I lived here, I mean, I remember the first year I moved here, I was getting an Amber Alert like once or twice a week.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Jeez.
And they would
Just for
wake me up in the middle of the night, and me and my roommate would be like, because we also have tornadoes a lot here, and like the Amber Alert and the Tornado Alert, like
yeah,
national
they're like the
sound,
same
they're the
buzzer thing.
same. So they would
Right.
wake me up, and I'd be like, tornado, and it would be an Amber Alert.
Right. And then you would wake up scared like it's a tornado, but it
Yeah, but it'd be an Amber Alert, and I would get like, that was in 21. I would get like, I'd probably at least 3 to 4 Amber Alerts a month.
wow. That's a lot just for that area. Or was it just Nashville or was
It
it
was for the state. I mean, because our alerts, the Amber Alerts, are for the state.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm just wondering because it was like it was weird to me because when I talked to them, like they were all saying like, yeah, once this, one guy even said Riley was a symbol for the fact that they want people to be more aware of what can happen down there because nobody is aware and they're all scared for all the tourists because they know how dangerous it is, but they know that there's nothing, they can go to the tourists and they can say, hey, watch out, but it doesn't compute. And so it was kind of like Riley put a spotlight on the area that didn't have a spotlight on it before nationally, but does now. But I still don't think, if you like watched it and then you were planning on a trip to Nashville, I still don't think you would really understand how close it is to all that stuff. You would think it's like off into the distance on in a dark neighborhood like where your tempo is, like it would be tucked back further or something. If you keep walking further, you think it would kind of be in that area, but with how close it is, just a couple blocks, I don't even think people would really realize how close it is, even if they were warned, because it does kind of sneak up on you when you're walking away from there. It sneaks up on you quick. um so I don't know. It's weird. It's almost like they all seem like once this happened and with the circumstances and how he disappeared and how they're saying or assuming it happened this way or whatever, they're all like, no, this is suspicious. It doesn't sound right. We're tired of people getting hurt and we need to speak up and we want to talk to you because uh, we know you're not from here and we know that, you're gonna talk about it and help bring awareness to that area. Um, it's got to be. I can't imagine living down there with some of the people that we talked to that lived over there. I can't imagine
Right.
living down there even. Is it
yeah,
like a cheap area to live in or what?
Oh
Like,
no,
absolutely
no,
not.
no.
no? So
No,
then what would make somebody want
there
to
is no
live?
area in Nashville that is cheap to live.
But
No?
I can tell you the
No.
problem. I can tell you the problem, CJ,
Go
with
ahead.
Nashville and downtown area is over the past few years, they've had an influx of tourists. And it happened like right during COVID because I think Nashville or Tennessee overall were one of the first states that, you didn't have to have masks. The mask mandate was put up pretty fast. So there was like a lot of new influx of tourists. So we've never seen this before here. And that's one of the problems is it's sort of new to Nashville. It's always been busy on Broadway, but not like this with tourists.
Oh, so
Yes.
is that why the traffic is the way it is then? Because
Yeah,
when every
Nashville's
time I'm
grown.
coming Every time I'm coming into Nashville, I'm like, damn, build some more roads, yo.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
if this is
I
how
read
it
an
is for
article.
traffic, build some
Yeah.
more frickin' connecting belts or something, like what
Something.
the heck?
They're working on it. I read an article, it was probably like 2 or 3 months ago, that was saying that like Nashville has one of the worst traffics in the
Oh,
country out of like
it
any city.
that's probably what contributed to my anxiety.
Yeah.
Shit. Because for real, there was one trip I was like, you guys, because I was feeling something coming, the claustrophobic shit of being stuck and, just being stuck for too many times. And I'm like, dude. And I remember like, I'm going to put it on mute, guys. Like, I had to literally like, take off all the like I couldn't have any sound in my ear. I had to literally like go quiet mode, not have nothing, so I could literally calm the anxiety down before I really like went fucking nutball, because then after it gets up to here it's like so it was yeah, it's I don't I'd sue them for fucking potholes, man. That shit is
Oh man, they are awful.
but we're gonna check this out here real quick. This says Riley Strain found with no pants, wallets, boots, and then we're gonna get into that footage. Thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate you night, and thank you for all the kind words, and thank you Silky Golf and Najee for joining me tonight. Yeah, I don't do the pharmaceuticals. I started getting away from those like in the early mid 2000s.
Disturbing new details in the death of University of Missouri student Riley Strain. The 22-year-old's body was recovered from the Cumberland River in Nashville last Friday, 2 weeks after he went missing during a night out with friends. Tonight, we've learned some disturbing details about how he was found. We've learned he was found without his pants, his wallet, or the cowboy boots that he was wearing the night he vanished. Surveillance video captured some of his last known steps on March 8th after he left the downtown bar where his fraternity brothers were. They were all partying together there. It was about 8 miles away from where his body was found. His disappearance mobilized an army of loved ones and strangers alike banding together to look for signs of Riley before the search came to a tragic end. A preliminary autopsy found no signs of foul play in his death, but the family is not completely satisfied tonight. They have ordered a second autopsy with even more tests that will potentially give us more insight into what happened. And joining us now, family friend Chris Dingman. Chris, thank you for coming on the show again. I understand that Riley has been returned home. His funeral will be happening on Friday. So we're obviously thinking of you all right now. And I can't imagine how difficult all of this has been. But I want to ask you about this second autopsy and some of the new information you've learned. What's new here?
The family did have a second autopsy, actually in Tennessee, following the Metro Nashville autopsy from a private individual company that does that. The original autopsy came out just like theirs did, with no obvious signs of trauma, as in weapons, guns or knives, or etc. But they were able to do a little bit more testing on specific items. One thing that threw the family for a loop was, the coroner going on record with a news person in Nashville stating about the lack of water in his lungs. It raises more questions. I'm not a crime drama person by no means, but usually water in the lungs means that, they were alive when they went into the water. So more questions. We hope they're going to get some answers with the toxicology. I just hope that this doesn't get swept underneath the rug, because the family deserves more answers than we have.
What about the boots, Chris? Tell us what you've learned in terms of what Riley was wearing and what he wasn't wearing when he was discovered.
Riley, we were told, which blew the family away. It actually went out on social media, and I screenshotted it and sent it to our war room, and was like, who in the world is this? Who is releasing this information? Because at the time, certain family members didn't even know about that, which really kind of blew us away. Not sure how they got that information. Once again, one more question. But yeah, unfortunately, the only thing that was found with him, as the police stated in the report, was the watch and the shirt. Everything else was not with him when he was found.
And if you can describe the boots that he was wearing, because that could end up being significant.
His mother was pretty sure they were Justin's, and they were a square nose style cowboy boot, kind of a flat color. Once again, the jeans were, I think, buckle is what the jeans were. We already knew about the Michael Kors billfold. You know, there's specific things that we've been out in front of this entire time looking for in case this did come up. So we're hoping now that maybe that they will come up so we can get more answers.
So his cowboy boots were not on when he was found, and his jeans were not on, and his wallet was missing. Do you know, Chris, if he was wearing a belt?
That I do not know, unfortunately, but in one of the pictures we went back and looked at, I'd always preach to the boys about keeping their billfold in their front pocket. Just to being in clubs, it's real easy to get pickpocketed. And the one picture where the boys are all together outside, if you look in the right front pocket, we're pretty sure that's where he had his billfold. So the billfold should have been secured in his pants. Unfortunately, we don't have those answers right now.
Last time we spoke, you mentioned that police had told the family, this was right after his body was discovered, that there were still some people that they wanted to talk to. We know there's a homeless sort of camp in that area. Have they been able to talk to those people? Have you learned any more on that front?
We have not been notified. Actually, one of the people of interest, a little bit after an hour Riley was found, I was back at that scene and just happened to see that person. And so we had a group of volunteers that kind of followed the gentleman. We called the police, let them know that we had found him because we hadn't been notified they had talked to yet, and was told by the police that, you know, that was no longer a person of interest. They had somebody else they were interested in. But we know from the homeless people that lived there, that was the person that was supposedly up on the road when Riley fell into the bushes or whatever happened, you know, and he yelled back down that, you know, this was just somebody that had been drinking. It was okay.
Or whatever happened, that means they don't know. That means that LE didn't tell him how it happened. They just said, well, I assume they just said, we think this is how it took place, which is what he's probably saying. You know, he fell into the bushes or whatever happened. So I think that's what they're telling him. He fell into the bushes and fell down into the river, which goes back to what we were saying earlier. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. So they don't even know beyond that. And I wonder, it's too bad that I couldn't have met up with Chris, and maybe we could have went out there together and kind of went over the different things about possibilities and what could take place and not take place. You know, I feel like, oh, puppy, I feel like if he kind of like, I feel like if Chris kind of got to experience and maybe if anybody does have contact with him, like directly, you know, send him the GoPro link and send him the video that we did earlier, and just focus on the timestamps of when we basically walked, because you really have to watch us walk through from the abandoned building to under the bridge. You can't skip that. You have to see, like, okay, if he really did fall in those bushes, dude, he might not have even made it to the ground because the bushes are so thick. There's probably a good amount of sections he could have landed on a bush and just sat there because it's so thick down there. And I think if he would understand and be able to see, but not just from video, but be able to feel down there and experience these different scenarios like me and her did, I think he would probably come up, he would probably have the best idea of what could have happened based on everything that he would experience through that riverbank. And then maybe we would get closer to some answers, because I know he knows more, And if we give him what we're thinking and then you add it to what he knows already, I bet you he would be able to come up with, well, this is what I think is plausible.
I mean, not only that, but a cowboy boot's not coming off your foot in the river.
No.
It's not coming off your foot on land unless you pull it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So,
And I'm gonna be going down there again here soon because I know that
here's the boot for
yeah.
everyone that's asking.
I'm gonna be looking for these when I go down there again. These right here. Now that I have a better picture, and I want to say thank you to Christina. She dropped this to me in Discord a little bit ago. I'm gonna be looking for those boots too. Because I feel there's only one way the boots and the pants are coming off if you're in the water with them on already, and that's if you're missing part of your body. Other than that, you're not missing those items. So if the autopsy comes back and you see full limbs, that means something else took place because the boots, I guarantee you, if dude didn't have cash, they're taking his boots. Because what's the one thing I was talking about handing out this morning most? But that would be the most difficult shoes.
It's a size 15. You are going to spot that boot somewhere, whether it's on someone's foot or it's in the woods. It's a size 15 boot.
Yeah.
So if someone has them and they're wearing them, it's going to be evident.
Mm-hmm. And if somebody's walking up and down that sidewalk when I'm down there again, and they got feet that look like Bozo the Clown, but they're cowboy boots, then I already know. Call them up.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was thinking as well.
Size 15, yeah. That's a big boot.
And yeah, note the embroidery too. See the little teeny like little arrow right.
And if I was
She thinks they're Justin's or something, is what the mom said.
If I were you, I would focus on the area. Who's around the area where the card was found?
Yeah, that's what we're. And I'm actually gonna be going. You know how we went to your tempo. I'm actually gonna be going throughout there and then further down at night. And then I'm going to be coming up around and going on the other block over the other side because I don't know. There's something with that. There's something with that street. There's something with that. I mean, how could that one building that had that blue light flashing that warns you when you get into their parking lot, how could they not have video footage from that direction showing if somebody was walking down? Because you got street lights right above the sidewalk. It's not going all the way down, but to be honest, it's a lot brighter than I thought it would be at nighttime. When I was there at night for the first time in the daytime, I was like, ooh, I bet it's dark as hell in here. And then when it got nighttime, I was like, oh, wow, it's actually not as dark as I thought it would be. And so if that building down there has the funds to be able to have some kind of security blue light looking like a cop light intercom system warning you that you entered into the zone when you just started walking in their parking lot, they would have to have some good ass securities cameras, right? If you have
think.
So
it's a residential area though, so I mean, and they are doing that a lot in like bad parts of Nashville. They're gentrifying them, so they're redoing them. I mean, there are parts of Nashville, like East Nashville, that they like you can walk down there and one side of it will have boarded up buildings and then another side of it has just like a completely new house built ready for someone to move in. So I mean, I think that has a part of it has to do with it as well, is just like right there they're trying to like push out So they
Right.
have all these security systems for the people that live there. But outside of that, it's kind of like out of
Yeah,
sight, out of mind.
but I'm thinking that building right there, because when you're walking from that sidewalk and you know the abandoned buildings on your right, walking down that sidewalk, the stone wall, the abandoned building on your right, you keep going forward, that parking lot, that's when it warns you. And then uh it's almost like that would have a camera, because the parking lot's right there. You're walking in front of it. It's almost like it would have a camera straight ahead, and maybe it might not show, quote, Riley, but yo, I feel like at nighttime when you can see through the branches or whatever, I feel like you would be able to see like something better than what you got from where'd that camera come from? Birch, where it showed
It
the
was,
dude,
yeah, the Birch
the
building.
white shirt. I feel like it would be better video quality than that coming
Yeah.
from that building, because I'm gonna be honest, that's the first building I ever walked into where I walked into a zone and a building warned
Right.
me, and I'm like, yo, I'm
Yeah.
from the city. I'm from the city and I ain't never seen this. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Yeah, so
You
it
are
was
being surveilled.
it was crazy. I was like, I like froze and I'm sitting like, where's this coming from? And then it made me go, and then that's when, because earlier Silky and I went over there, and yeah, people, there was a pair of jeans there, but it had a book bag and it had like a uh like a uh like a kit, you know, like
Mhm.
they hand out to the homeless people with toothpaste and little things of deodorant and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
We saw some of those in the woods as well.
Yeah, yeah, moist wipes, you know, little. I think they just hand them out. It might be like a thing where they just give them a book bag. And maybe that's why the clothes are up there too, that look like they have new tags on them and shit hanging in trees and stuff, is because maybe it is like a book bag thing.
We
And
should
whatever,
definitely
they
go
don't
back
care. They
down
just,
there though, and
I'm going.
just see the, like, because a couple of days after versus what's it? It's been 2 weeks, a week and a half,
A week, I think.
a week.
Yeah.
I would like to see what's going on down there now. If it's still like, like
Yeah.
what's going on? Are people creeping around or?
Yeah, because like when everything was going on, locals were just walking up and down, walking up and down. It was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I'm actually gonna have to probably reach out to these people to talk to them, because I have a feeling that when I go down there to talk to them about all these things just to see where they're at now, I feel like there ain't gonna be nobody walking. And if I'm
Nobody.
yeah, and if I'm
Ghost town.
around doing footage, I don't think anybody's gonna even run into me, because I think, yeah, a ghost town. But yeah, I definitely want to go back down in there and kind of like maybe explore some different parts of that riverbank, maybe see how far we can go left from the abandoned building, because who knows, maybe the thing is the cell phone, and the watch. I just, wherever you put them, the cell phone and the watch, how do they both?
Which, yeah, that also goes back to a question that I raised before his body was found was, okay, so if the cell phone and the watch had one last ping and he was in the river, surely they're not going off at the same time. One of them is going to be affected before the other in any case scenario. But the
Mhm.
fact that his body was found with the watch on and no phone, no wallet, kind of got me curious
It just doesn't make sense.
because
I don't
where's
know.
the phone?
Right. Yep. Riley had his shirt and watch on. Yep. Ugh. It's just, yeah. I don't know. I feel like the family. I don't know. I don't know. Does this Chris guy? He probably lives up in Missouri too, right? Does anybody know? He lives up in Missouri too, don't he?
Probably,
I, w-
but one of them lived down here
I
at
wonder.
one point.
Wonder if any of them are. I wonder if that. I. If anybody knows if that Chris is coming back down, let me know because I would like to run into him and I'd like to. I think Najee. I think like if he got to go with us while we kind of explain all the stuff that you and me were talking about when we went down in there and then up on top on those ledges and stuff. I just feel like he would. I feel like they're waiting on one of those people that they feel saw and heard something more than what's being put out there. And I feel like that secret's going to stay inside that camp unless somebody goes to the camp and
Mm-hmm.
talks.
Me
Um,
too.
and I feel like if there's a way for him or the family to get closer to what really happened, I feel like Chris needs to go down there uh, with anybody that can explore the things that we were talking about and the different aspects and the different, all of the distances and the projections and all this stuff. I feel like he would be able to, he may not get an answer from that camp, but I feel like if he has that knowledge, that firsthand knowledge of like really seeing everything like we did, and even if it's them watching the video to give them, if they can't physically do it, if they just see what we're talking about and how we're moving the cameras and things like that, I feel like they would be able to get some kind of something closer to what could have taken place instead of waiting for the answer to come from possibly somebody else that's just worried about them and a few people and uh their livelihood. Because I feel like he could, maybe it would spawn that thought of what he knows plus what he experiences, and it could spawn that thought that would be like, oh, okay, this is where we need to go if we want to try and get that answer because we have to go out and get it, kind of thing. I don't know if he's physically able to do that. I didn't see if but I think it'd be interesting in that. I don't know. I'll, it's pretty dangerous. I mean, how do you approach them to talk to them except if they're out on the street? You can't because they
Very
threaten you.
carefully. Yeah, very carefully. And I mean, if you have this look, which I don't know if I'm the best person for this because the first day I was down there, the guy in the wheelchair that was like next to the bench.
Yeah,
So I've said this before, like you have to approach or speak to the homeless community here, in my opinion, with caution. So when I was first down there, I was in uniform and he was like, hey, hey. And I was like, nope, mm-mm. And I just kept going. So he probably has my face imprinted in his head and he's like, all right, fuck her. But yeah, I feel like if you just like, you can't go in with just like straight to the T, like this is what you kind of have to like, hey, how are you? Do you need anything? I would probably approach with like a helping hand.
that's what they
Like,
do. Like there was so
yeah,
many people after the vigil because that guy in the wheelchair got wheeled up to the vigil, and after it was done, there was like 5 people that just swarmed him and was helping him with all these different things, and I'm like, damn. And they were all calling each other on a first name basis,
yeah.
and these
So
were
if you,
people that
I feel
just
like if you
lived.
walk up and you're just like, here you go, or just, I feel like if that would be the best way to do it. Just walk up and just give them something.
Give them some. Give
Yeah,
them, yeah. But then wouldn't they have a? They would just tell me whatever I wanted to hear at
at
that
that
point.
point, yeah,
So, but that's not what I want. because that's probably why they got the shirt. And yeah, he kept walking down that way story is because they probably did that. Because I mean, this is what was crazy to me too, and let me know because you go down there. It was crazy to me because there was one day, and I think you were there with me, Silky. It was one day that there was these people that kept, and there was like 3 different girls and 2 different guys throughout a 2.5 hour period that came by and brought bags and bags full of
Yes.
stuff to that dude.
Yeah, I
sitting
was
in the
there.
event.
Mhm.
And when we walked by, I even made the comment to Silky when we walked by and I looked down, the dude had like granola bars scattered on the ground next to his bench that had a whole bunch of sweets and chips and candy and donuts and all sorts of
Mhm.
stuff. And the dog was sitting next to the granola bar that was scattered on the ground. And I said to her, a homeless man ain't gonna leave them granola bars bar that dog. He's gonna have it in a little something in a bag sitting right next to him, and he's not gonna have his shit all spread out. So with he's got these granola bars scattered on the ground, laying next to a puppy, he has an over abundant amount of these riches that he's just ran into, and he's like,
Yeah, exactly. So he's milking it.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that. Can you do that again? That's the evil CJ.
You know, no, it's Mr. Moneybags or whatever. You know, I have too many gold coins here. You know, oops, I dropped a couple. That's okay. We got more. We got more. You know, that kind of thing. I'm sitting there going, damn, dude, you got granola bars laying next to a puppy, and you don't know if that puppy's gonna eat them, and that's your food. That's not puppy food. So wouldn't you, you know?
Yeah, he's the
lay
granola king.
Does that happen?
They're so thick.
Does that happen down there? Does that happen down there where you see them getting like these people coming by just?
Yeah, I do it.
For real?
I mean, yeah, I do it until like, I mean, my latest one was there was a lady outside a Dollar Tree real quick, and she was like, my kids, like, my kids don't have any food. Went in the Dollar Tree and I bought like all of this like apple sauces, like all of this food for like children and like some things for her as well. And then when I was in there, I was like, wait a second, where are the kids? So I went back out with the stuff and I was like, where are your children? And she's like, oh, they're in the park. I'm gonna go get them. And she walks in the park and then she comes back out and she's like, I don't know. And I was like, all right, like I'm not about to do this with you because I know what you're doing. Like you're using children as bait to get things for yourself. And they do the same thing with dogs.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker for a dog any day of the week. So I will buy dog food all day long. I will not give them anything, but I will feed the dog because they use it as a tactic.
Yeah. No,
they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, because you could see, yeah, because it hits your heartstrings. Because even if you don't care, but this is what I was thinking. Like I was shocked because it was to me, it was almost like they were showering him to try and get answers. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I had somebody tell me, and now that it's over, I'm gonna say this. I had somebody tell me that the family had made connections with a couple of the homeless people and were taking care of them to try and get answers of what happened.
And the saddest part about that is they could do that all day long. The homeless community have a code. They're not going to say anything. They're going to take everything you give them and just carry on as business as usual.
Yeah. And tell you whatever you want to hear.
Right.
Because you might give them more because and so they were undercover in the camps. No, not undercover. They were. I'm just gonna say, when I was there, it was obvious who was the connection.
Yeah,
I'll just put it that way.
100%.
And
It was
some of the
obvious
people
who the
down there don't
connection
even
was.
look homeless.
Yeah, and
Right.
and it was obvious. But I could understand too, because like that dude on the bench, who knows? He says he wasn't there when it took place, but who knows? And
Mhm.
he's the one that's going to see everything, but also he's the one that's most vulnerable to make sure he doesn't talk either.
I would like to know
So
who saw. Okay, so it was a man with a cane who said he saw him fall
yeah,
into a bush.
yeah.
What? Who
Heard
replied?
him heard him fall into, who knows? He said I heard somebody fall into a bush. I said, "Hey buddy, you okay?" And somebody said, "It's okay, he's just drunk." And then he kept walking that way. He kept walking down that way. And that's what his
Hmm,
story was.
I just hate that because it's like, are they telling the truth?
I think so. I think they're always telling a partial truth, and I think he's
Mm,
telling a partial truth. That's why I think he went into that green gate to take a piss. Because right before, you're walking along that whole way, and
yeah.
you got all them bushes, and then right at that green gate, that's the last bush that you're gonna see for the rest of the way. And you're probably like, damn, I just ran into a couple popo. I gotta really take a fucking piss. Let me slide. Look, I see all these little poles that were there. I probably didn't notice them because I'm not from here, and I can't really see them at night, so I don't know there's a homeless encampment back there. Oh shit, there's a little fence entrance here.
Yeah.
Let me just slide in here real quick, take a piss. Probably fell over because when you go in there, I mean, when we went in there, you almost had to you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't just walk in there and go to the bathroom. You had to walk in there and go to the left a teeny bit, like maybe a foot or two, and then you had to the right, you had this open area where you could, go to the bathroom or whatever. And I think maybe that is where maybe he lost his balance right there, fell down in something, and who knows? What if? Who says that he didn't fall down and hit his head on the tree that's there?
Wait,
And
wait, wait.
then,
I have a question about that.
yeah,
So they said that there was no scratches or anything on him. Had he
I don't
fallen
know
down
how.
there,
I don't know how.
would he not be like tore up
Well,
all to
no,
pieces?
Yeah,
they
I
Yes.
said
I
that there
told
was no. They
Yes.
said
it'd be
that there
like he
was
was.
no gun, no knife, no sign of like those type of foul play. But my problem with that is they're not even saying anything about his cause of death.
No, no, no. Somebody said the parents said no injuries whatsoever. How does that make sense if he fell down?
It
It
don't. It would look
doesn't.
like he got beat up
Because
with
he
a
didn't.
baseball bat, and he might even have some limbs twisted the wrong way.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough.
It
It's
is.
a ugly fall.
Yeah.
It's
You're
a
gonna
really
look
ugly
like you got
fall.
beat up with a baseball bat,
Exactly.
at least in some
Yeah.
part of your body, with the way that you would have fallen or landed on any of that stuff out there.
Hell, a broken neck even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so, so maybe it is a partial truth. Yeah, he fell down while he was in the bush. Something happened. Oh, it's okay. He's just drunk. Maybe he's like, oh, okay. I didn't know. It was just a drunk guy going to the bathroom. And then who knows? Maybe because he was drunk and he's like, you know, just intoxicated. And then that person grabbed him, slid him down, was going through his shit. And who knows? Because
I
I
mean, he'd
think he
have to
had a
have
head
some type of
injury.
bruises. He'd have to because when he was
Yeah.
running through that parking lot, he
Right.
fell like face
Mm-hmm.
first. So
Right.
like he
Yeah.
had to have had some bruises of some
Right.
kind.
Right. I
So,
mean,
in your opinion, how far did he get down there? What do you think, CJ? Being you were down there so much.
how far did he get? I
Yeah,
don't
what
know.
do you
It,
think?
I think he went to that green fence to take a piss.
But there was like 3 levels. You go through that gate,
Yeah.
and
Or I
then
think
there's
you're
that
right
one
behind.
level, and then it drops off, and then there's a third. That's the
Yeah.
second level,
Yeah.
and then there it drops
It's
off
like
again,
this.
and there's a third. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think either he went there to go to the bathroom, or like I first thought when I got there, is somebody's walking down the street by themselves at night. The way that them guys slip out in the daytime and you don't see them, you know they're slipping out there in the nighttime. And who isn't gonna say, "Ooh, here's a drunk dude walking by himself. You're sober, you're broke, and you go walk up behind him and fucking choke his ass out." You know, choke him out until he fucking goes limp, and then you fucking, what's wrong with, and then you're carrying him back. What's wrong with that guy? Oh, he's just drunk. There's your
Ah,
there's
yeah.
your fucking there's
Yeah.
your homeless person well, he was drunk, and then the next thing is get him away from this. Yeah, he kept walking that way. But I think when I first got there, it was like, yeah, somebody came up from behind him
And snatched him.
and choked him, and then
Yeah.
got him limp, pulled him,
Mm.
and then took whatever they could. Because you got to think about it. He's got a flashy shirt. He's got some nice boots on. He's dressed nice. And he's by himself, and he's intoxicated. What of them isn't gonna think, damn, that dude's got something, and he's by himself? You can't get no better than that, because I guarantee you most people that are walking around there are going to be with other people, even if they're like getting lost from the bar, because nobody is going to be walking by themselves. Period. They're all going to be with friends. So that's why when you see one person walking down that street, to me that says to that person, this is a gold
target.
mine. And look at
Yeah.
that Garth Brooks shirt, babe. Look at that Garth
Walking
Brooks shirt.
target.
So I have another
Yep.
question then. How far is that place where you suspect he got to the Green Gate? How far is that from where the card was found?
Right on, like, so if you're walking at the Green Gate and you
Uh-huh.
look at you turn and look at the Green Gate,
Uh-huh.
straight down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Straight-
it's not that far.
Straight down to the
Mhm.
left, like 2 feet.
Yeah,
Not
the
even-
terrain though, the terrain makes it weird because from the Green Gate, it's like up here. And then like Silky was saying, it like there's levels to it. So it kind of like goes like this down.
Like
And
an
when
ant
we were
farm.
down there, like if you watch the GoPro footage, like I was walking up and I was like, oh shit, like right there is the camp. But like on a ground level, on a street level, it's just like it's just like this. And
You
then
think
if you
it's
walk
thick.
out, it's a drop straight down. And
Right,
the card is
yeah.
like and the card was straight down
Uh-huh.
from like
You know
from
what?
where
I got video of when I first walked into the fucking camp when I didn't notice it was a homeless camp. Hold
Yeah,
on
you
a
do.
minute. Yeah, hold on. It was
Were
our
they-
first day. Yeah, because I walked in there and Christina's like, CJ, somebody's camp. I was like, what? And I'm looking around. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. Oh dang. Hold on. Let me. Because it was right when we walked up. Because Silky, you were interviewing the homeless dude, and I went walking in
Yeah.
that fucking camp. Ooh, we're gonna check that out. Hold on.
yeah, you don't even
Yeah.
notice because like from
Right.
the tree line, it just looks like woods. And then
Yeah.
you just kind of like stumble onto it and you're like, whoa, okay. And it's a pretty big camp and there's a lot of debris, clothes, dog,
Yeah.
what have you.
Yeah, because after that, I didn't realize that you had been out there because, like you said, I was talking to the homeless guy, and then I walked out there later, and it was like, yeah, my feet were like, oh, okay, this goes straight down. Let's not fall off.
Okay. So there's the bench that the homeless person sits on. Here, let me flip this around here.
Is that
so
the
you can-
same bench? Is this when we first got there, or the first
Yeah,
day?
this is the first day, and if you want to watch, here's the link to this. This is right when we got there, and I know it was like right away I started walking down there, and that's when it was like, oh shit, I didn't realize, because I was like, what?
Lisa, he would have hit rocks if he was pushed. He would have hit rocks.
Yeah.
There's no way he would have been pushed. If he was pushed or fell, he
Here,
still would have not made it to water.
Lisa,
Right.
go back to where you see the Riley GoPro stream, and then there's one that's right before that. That's the one we did the 2 lives where we explored all of that area. It'll answer any of the questions you have. That's why we did it. And then I have the GoPro and the stream where you got different angles. It's going to answer whatever questions you have when it comes to what the hell took place. Trust me. He didn't fall. Let me see here. Right. It must have been right away. Maybe I went in there before, but hold on. Is it gonna, let's see, 8:50. So I'm already in the bushes.
You're gonna take my shoes and my pants. Please take my watch and my bank card. I agree.
Yeah, it is. So I don't know. I'm gonna
It's
go back.
bizarre.
Yeah, and I'm going down that route again. Period. It's what the heck? I wish I could. It's given me like a minute and a half from one to the next when I skim over it. So I just have to wait for the. Oh wait, there we go. Up, echo.
Hold on. I don't know what that camera's doing.
Or is that a bird? There we go.
There we go. Now it's fixed. Settings,
Did I? Is
audio.
in here? Did I go in there before we
There
went?
we go. Hopefully, you guys. What sounds better? Bluetooth? Tell me what sounds better. Bluetooth
Let me see. Let me.
or no Bluetooth? Let me know which sounds better. Bluetooth or no Bluetooth? I'm going back.
I could have swore I brought it. Yeah.
Going back to Bluetooth until I see what you guys type. And then
No. I thought I went back because I could have swore I was, unless I went. No, because it was right when we first went in, and then after that. I know I went in a couple more times, but I didn't go in like I went in right here because I like went in. And I remember seeing like a whole bunch of, there was one group. Oh my gosh, I wonder if this is the people that got bit by the dog, because there was 2 girls and 1 guy, and like the girl went in there first, and then the guy and the girl went in there afterwards, and they were all just going in and out that thing. And I remember sitting there going, dang, they're going all up in that camp, and they just keep going in there. I wonder if that's what. Oh, come on. Oh.
105-pound bag.
So so that's who Silky interviewed.
Yeah.
Because wasn't it right when we walked up, or was it later? I thought it was right.
That was right when we walked up is when I talked to the homeless guy. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
There you
wait.
are.
Yeah.
Isn't this it? Yeah.
the spot.
Okay, yeah.
We're at the spot where the debit card was found.
Okay, so
Wow.
We're at the spot where the debit card was found. Damn, this is so watch.
Can you see it?
Really? Hold on, I'm gonna go over there in a second. So here's the road right here, and look at how close you can. Look at how close, like, see the drop off. And there is a lot of trash down here too. You do need rope. You do need rope in order to get down there, unless, yeah,
See that to the
one
right
slip and
too?
you're
That's like right as you get in there, and then it's
Mhm.
that it's like it's like that first tier, and then it's like an ant farm. It like goes off to the side, and then it kind of goes down and then goes down. It's kind of like this and then this and then
Yeah,
this and then this. It's like a
yeah,
a step down kind of thing. And then see where this green bush is right here. Right below that is where there's a blue tarp, and they even use some of the brick from the old brick that's from that ledge there, and they built themselves like a brick wall and everything. And what's crazy is, and this is why that area should have some focus on it, because when we went in through the riverbank, we actually accidentally walked into their backyard.
yeah,
And it was creepy because from their backyard, it's almost like right around that corner of that ledge, and then it comes down. It's almost like it was smoothed out on purpose, like
Mhm.
some comfortable walkway to get them down
Yeah.
to the riverbank.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me go, man, like you could literally do whatever and then just slide them in. And that riverbank is so secluded. You can sit there and ain't nobody from up on that street gonna see you do anything.
or
Nobody up
here.
above on the bridge ain't gonna see you do anything, and nobody across the river ain't gonna see you do anything. And you could literally do whatever you wanted. So I think that's why the debit card was found there, is because an assault took place up here where the green gate is, slipped them down, because literally from that area you go down to that blue tent camp, that blue tent, and then literally you can go right over from their backyard.
Yeah,
15 steps, I think, is all you took.
yeah, you counted. It was
Wow.
exactly 15. Like
15.
we walked up, and it was complete accidental. Like it was just like a little dirt ramp. We walked up it and was
So
like,
smooth.
oh
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah,
And
you're just
that's where
like,
the debit
whoa.
card was found. But it goes like it's like this, and it goes straight down, and then it's level, and then probably what, I don't know, 10, 15 other steps straight out, and you're right at the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Um,
oh,
yeah, no, I just found that interesting because of where they found the card and
mhm.
everything, and it does make sense. So you have that feeling about
Yeah.
that place. So you walked it. So anyway, I'm
It's
gonna jump
eerie.
off. Thank you so much for having me. I'm not
Thank
gonna
you. Appreciate
disturb
you.
you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and
No,
have a
you're
good
good.
night. Okay, I have to go to
Thank you.
work.
Good night,
Appreciate you. Thank
y'all.
you so much.
Night.
Yeah, that's why that GoPro, that's why when we went down there and then I had that GoPro, that way you guys can watch both versions and get your own perspective. One that's, the clarity of a stream, and then another that's the clarity of the GoPro, and you get both views. And really, we did that so nobody else has to. It's dangerous down there with all the garbage and debris and the terrain and all of that, and we did that so you guys don't sit there and keep looking and wonder. We took you down there so that way you can have the visual without even having to be there, so you could see what we're talking about. Because I know a lot of people feel like, yeah, he fell, but really when you see it how we see it, and we're showing you like, here's the distance from here to here, you can see this. We're giving you that view, is to try and help others understand. Like, I don't know how he made it to the, maybe he made it to some of the rocks right at the shore. There, he did not make it to where the water would have pulled him off 8 miles down the
I
river.
think someone got him and sorry. Yeah, I think someone got him and maybe he passed out. Maybe, like you said, he went to use the bathroom and just robbed him, thought he was dead. But if that was the
Mhm.
case, they would have found water in his lungs. So he had to have been
Mhm.
like
I think
something had to have happened before he made it into the water.
Yeah.
But I don't think, and I also think it was a 2-man job. I don't think this was just one person. I think it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't move
Ah.
someone of that height and weight on your own down that embankment that we were on.
I could move him.
160 pounds, 6'6" man.
Yeah.
The size of his backpack.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like,
I don't know.
yeah.
I think it was more than one person that assisted in this.
Interesting, because I always thought it was one. Number one, you don't have to know what I did, and that way I don't have to worry about you snitching. So I'm gonna do it by myself. Number two, coming up from behind and doing this. What do you think? There was some kind of distraction, and then like how do you think two? Because I can see one person coming up behind, keeping shit quiet so nobody snitches on him, and he does this and he has to push. But how would two people or more?
That's just a lot of work for. Okay, so you have a drunk guy. It's not going to make little noise, and then if he fell or if he passed out or what have you, like moving a body down there, and then also like just think of how much time that would take to take his boots off, to take his pants off, to put him in the water. Like, I feel like it would have been done a lot quicker. And also with the time of the pings, like, I don't think anyone worked alone.
So maybe one person did something with the body and the other person did something with the items.
Yeah.
Like one person, like how do you think it went down? Like, how do you think the crime and what was done to do the crime and how did they do it? Like, give me like a scenario of two people, like this guy this guy says, hey, and then the other guy grabs him and does this. Like,
I don't think it started off as that. I think it started off as like a 1-person thing, and then it ended up being a 2-person thing. I think it might have been like, let me get this guy, gets the guy, oh crap, this happened, crap. Someone else pops up and is like, holy crap, it's a homeless community, everyone knows. So it's kind of like, come on, dude, help me. Like, let's get this done. And then you get it done.
So I'm trying to remember.
Even a lookout, like making sure no one else. I mean, we did that today when we were making sure that,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And like somebody, but man, okay, but what's the chance of, so if you have that kind of 2-man thing, right? What's the chance maybe that does make more sense, right? Because you would have a 2-person crew if you're used to 2 people walking together. And so you would have a crew together because you have to make sure that you could be successful. And so
even before they found his body, I didn't think that he was in the water. And I also had figured like this took more than one person. If someone took him, I don't think, because in my thing behind that was the phone and the watch went off at the same time. If that's not going to happen, like you can't abduct someone and also turn their phone off and their watch off at the same time.
Yeah,
that's got to be 2 people. So from the beginning,
you think they would do like they would have that coordinated, like a phone and a watch?
I don't think it was coordinated. I think it was an accident.
But if they
see it in movies. Sorry, Silky, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just, when the 2-person theory, I do agree with that, especially if there are no other injuries. If he's not got scratches and cuts, a guy that size going down that hill with one person, you're gonna have bruises, you're gonna have scratches, even if one person did it, because you'd have to have two to keep that from happening.
Will
I
they
mean, there's
release
a
that?
No.
Will they release that with the autopsy that shows like where scratches and gouges and
And
you
I
know?
think that's why they haven't. I think that's why they're continuing to say there was no foul play, because they know something that we don't, and they're trying
What
to
could it
keep it.
be? What could
Well,
it be though?
that's how investigations work. They
Yeah,
don't want the
yeah, I know,
public
but
to know.
yeah, but what do you think it could be? Because what else could it be? Like we're exploring all. They feel he fell in the water and drowned. What what could it
Well, that's
be?
what they're
We've
telling
explored.
us.
That's we explored all of it. What else do you think it could be? That he fell off the bridge? I mean,
I
when
mean,
I did leave, I did look at the rail and I'm like, I could see somebody 6'6", 6'7", because really,
just flipping
the
over.
yeah, because on the side, that walk bridge, the walk part of the bridge, I thought those were a lot higher than what they were, honestly. And when I was leaving the area after we did that, and I looked over to the right because we were exploring him falling off the bridge, when I was leaving there, I specifically looked over to the right because I wanted to see could he really have fallen off, and I'm going, yeah, dude could have fell off.
Yeah, but those would
Just
be
like
injuries that fall in a foul play
right.
category. If you hit the water from that height with his BMI, you're gonna have and that's why I feel like there's more to the story, because that they're not telling us, because obviously we don't have the cause of death and it wasn't from drowning. So what was it?
right.
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel like there's more answers there, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try and see if I can find some. Do you ever talk to the homeless camp at all, Najee? You ever talk?
Um, no, I
No.
not down there. I have chatted with the homeless here and there. I just, like I said, the homeless community here is not really one that, I mean, you have to be very cautious
Yeah.
because they could be up to anything.
Hmm.
They could be up
Man,
to anything.
it's crazy. So, all right, we're gonna. Oh, there's a message from Charlie. Miss, let's see, what is this? It says, I was told. Hold on. Let me share this to my email.
Yeah, I'm with you, Najee. I think it's most likely a two-person because of the size of Riley, and if it's true that there are no injuries, it would have to be. I just don't see it happening otherwise.
Mm-mm. I don't either. Let's see here. Oh, they did have a search for Sebastian today. It says volunteers aid in search. So maybe they did. Oh, that's who that is? That's weird. Nice glasses.
Oh,
Let's
thanks.
see here.
Wait, mine or
Oh,
yours?
I was talking about this video here. I don't know. Let me think here. So there's a video here that says that, and we'll get into the GoPro here in a second. This is and I'm gonna get to that thing from Charlie too. There's a video, yeah, talking about volunteers aid in search. And then I don't know, are they doing it tomorrow? I'm not going. I'm not helping them. Are they
I
doing
thought
it
they had
tomorrow?
relocated to Indiana.
No, that was somebody coming in just
Is that
trying to
fake news?
reflect. Yeah, fake news. That no, it was a different it was a different Cajun Navy or
United Cajun
whatever.
Navy.
Yes, I know. I got the email. I saw it, the message like 50 times already. Thank you. Hold on one second. Let me get to. I gotta send this to myself. This is
Someone
from
said they were
Charlie.
told by homeless people that they have nothing to lose if people infringe on them.
Yeah, like when we got warned for going in the green gate.
Yeah.
That was like scary movie type
That
shit.
was so spooky. And we were both like,
That
did
was
you hear
scary
that?
movie type shit. That was like, like the guy's voice at the beginning, where he's like, "Go buy your popcorn for $2.99," and you're just like, "What?"
Don't
It's
come
that
in
same
here.
kind of
And then
shit.
we're like,
Yeah.
do you hear that? And at one point in
Yeah.
time, I had my my pepper spray.
Yeah,
And
I know
I
it.
went,
I thought it was a snake. She did. I saw it on the replay when I watched it, right? Because I see her pull out the thing, and then she went, and I saw me go, huh? And I looked back, and I was like, oh shit! I thought I heard a snake, and I was like, oh, that's what she did. Yeah, that was yeah, because y'all are like scaring the fuck out of me with all these animals and shit out in the woods, man. You're like, you need this, you need this,
on edge.
right? And I'm like, all right. Let me see here. So this is from Charlie. What's up, Charlie? So this is, what is this, on Facebook or something? I think so. I was told by a close by neighbor that morning she saw Katie outside with police when she went to take her kids to school. Who's Katie?
The
It's the
mom.
mom, right?
The mom?
Yeah,
So who is
yeah,
she
the
taking
mom.
to school? Her
Oh,
kids.
she's saying that she was going to take her kids to school.
Okay.
And she stopped and asked what happened.
So she stopped and asked what happened. Katie told her she told Sebastian to. Really? Okay. Katie told her that she told Sebastian to go to bed around 9. She fell asleep on the couch, never mentioning the conversation between her and Chris. Woke up around 11:30, went in to check on Sebastian, which she previously said she didn't do any more than now that he's older, which she did. He must have been awake because his light or a light was on, according to this neighbor's ring camera. She said she told Sebastian to go to bed. He had to get up the next morning. She walks across her house to go to her room to go to bed. As she's walking through the kitchen, she hears a loud noise. She yells back at Sebastian, asking him what that was. He says, "Nothing, Mom. Go to bed." So she does, according to the neighbor. Close to them, their ring camera shows the lights going on and off because it's so dark. This neighbor also mentioned seeing a silhouette in the front room, possibly dining room window, for a couple minutes. Then all the lights go off. Neither Chris nor Katie have ever mentioned any of that. A silhouette. The neighbor also mentioned, so she, according to the neighbor close to them, the ring camera shows the lights. So is this the neighbor that has the ring cam that's also saying, because it says this neighbor also mentions seeing a silhouette in the front room. So you're telling me, okay, so you're telling me the neighbor across the street heard a frickin' noise and then looked up and looked out their window and saw a silhouette in the room, in the front room, maybe dining room, before the lights went off. What? And this was at 11:30 midnight. Why is that neighbor watching the front of their house at 11:30 midnight, and how in the hell is he hearing a noise from Sebastian's room? I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
Same.
I think it might be clickbait, maybe. No? Because how does that?
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah.
If you don't have security, if most of the, I'm not going to say most, some of the people there don't have security, well then why are you gonna like look out the window because you heard the neighbor's kid bump something in the fucking room. If it was something loud enough, for real, if it was something loud enough, wouldn't the mom have went in without even asking him? Something loud enough for that neighbor to hear through his windows.
Yeah, that is pretty loud.
The mom would have been like, yo, what? It wouldn't have been go to bed, mom, and then I go to bed. No, she would have been, Sebastian, like, what? You know, if it was that loud.
Busting
You
in the
would've had to-
room.
Think about it. What if Sebastian slammed his door shut? Do you think that neighbor's hearing it through his windows? No. So
No.
that noise had to be loud for this neighbor at 11:30 to midnight go, I wonder what's going on, and sit there long enough to watch for a couple minutes to see a silhouette in a room and then the light shut off. Because if you're a neighbor, right, and you're looking outside, you may see a silhouette for a second, but what the hell you doing watching that house across the street for more than a few minutes if nothing's going on and you just see a silhouette in a curtain? Something don't make sense with that.
I think
And
the
those houses are
silhouette
pretty
was one of
sound.
them.
Huh? Yeah, one of the parents.
Yeah,
What I'm
that's the
saying-
silhouette.
Yeah, I know. I'm not confused about what the silhouette is.
Yeah.
What I'm asking is about the neighbor, not the parents that live inside the house.
Did the neighbor? I'm confused with this. Did the neighbor hear it,
neighbor-
or did the mom hear it? 'Cause-
The neighbor didn't hear nothing. The mom is the one that heard the noise because
She's
the
telling
mom
this
is
story to the
Yeah.
neighbor.
right. And this is the neighbor. This is the neighbor that is talking to the other neighbor that had the Ring camera that also stated that he saw some silhouette standing there for 3 minutes at 11:30 to midnight when there wouldn't have been a reason to look out the fucking window is what I'm saying, Silky.
yeah,
How
that's
are you gonna
that's
watch a
creepy.
silhouette at somebody's house across the street for 3 minutes if you don't if Sebastian slammed, that's why I said if Sebastian slammed his door, you all know, parents, how loud
Mhm.
that fucking sounds. And you're
Yeah.
gonna tell me if a sound is louder than that, that's gonna make that neighbor across the street look through his damn window, then that had to be a sound that a mom isn't gonna go, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine,
Yeah.
mom. Go to bed. Okay, honey. No, she's gonna be running to the damn room going, what happened?
Yeah, it may as well been a gunshot at that point in time. And those
Right.
houses are pretty sound. Like these are big houses. So if you're
Right.
hearing something that's happening from inside your house, like I said, it had to have been a gunshot at that point in time. That's the only thing you're gonna really hear.
Right. And why? And if you're a neighbor and you're looking out your window, maybe you look out your window because you're sitting there or something. But if you're seeing a silhouette, what does a silhouette mean to somebody that it doesn't mean anything? You're not going to need to
Right.
sit there and go, you're not going to need to sit there for 3 minutes. You may look out there for 10 seconds. Okay, nothing. And then you know, you're not going to, there's no reason. So it's almost like somebody is almost kind of making it up in a way, like maybe just I don't know. There's how many people are claim to be like friends of the people that are on trial and shit. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
True.
Billy Idol back in '67. Like who fucking knows? Right? So like when I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't see, especially if you're out there, it's a rich area, if you're used to it being quiet, okay, maybe you do it. It'll be like a pin drop through your window, and this is 11:30 midnight, so most people are in bed already anyway. So I don't see why somebody would be like, "Ooh, a silhouette. Ooh, hey." I mean,
that is creepy. That's creepy. No,
Look at
no
that.
doubt.
look at that outline.
Wow.
Ooh.
In the house.
Black shadowy figure. Hey. Let me see. CJ, I heard the call on the call. The officer said there was footprints outside going to the retention pond. The first officer on the scene. Retention pond. Let me see here. What is that in the backyard? Because that backyard is cramped. Let me see here. Retention pond. Where's that? In the backyard or what? Because I don't see any water. Yeah, let me know, Christina. Said ready. She plenty of time to look at IR. She was supposed to have a boyfriend that was a neighbor. Maybe that's why they were watching. Really?
Maybe.
I've never heard that.
That was said earlier in
Yeah.
this afternoon, but it's just speculation. I haven't heard anybody. But now, Jason V did say, and this makes sense, you would be looking, if your neighbors are sus, you watch their house. That's true.
Yeah, but what? I mean, I guess if you're the type of person that's going to sit there and watch physical altercations between a male and a female, if you're the dude that's going to sit there and watch it out your window instead of calling it in, you got some fucking issues, yo.
Well, not just that, but like, what if the neighbors thought, what if they saw some odd behavior with Sebastian? Maybe they thought they were too tough of disciplinarians or whatever. Or maybe the neighbor knew, let's just say hypothetically, she was seeing somebody in the neighborhood, and the neighbors are all like, I don't know, maybe they don't do that in Tennessee, but they sure do it in Alabama. It's like, I was sitting there and I watched her walk across the street to his house. Yep, it was 12:30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just nosy ass neighbors.
Yeah, that's the way we do it here.
Nosy as hell for no reason.
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna take a look here. Let me see. Charlie, where's your... I'm trying to find you on Facebook here so we can show your live tomorrow. I think I'm gonna stay home tomorrow and just go live all day tomorrow. From here, and then we just kind of dig in even more. I want to show your live tomorrow, dude. How do I do? Charlie, send me a friend request. First name Evil, last name CJ. Hold on. Send me a friend request on there. That way we can play your live on YouTube tomorrow. And then we'll go ahead and... What time are you doing it, Charlie? Because I'll make sure I'm live a half hour before you do it. Look at that. Charlie's got the YouTube bug now. Look at this. He's like, I'll be live streaming. I'm live for it. Look at that shit. Go, Charlie.
There you go.
Look at that. I told him, I was like, you're going to be a YouTube star, bro.
Yeah.
So is she, too. Nosy, so is she. She's going to do awesome, too. She's all geared
tell me
up,
when
ready
you
to go.
start. I'll subscribe, Najee.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I have a to-do list.
But we knocked a
It's
good
on the
chunk of it
to-do
out.
list. We did. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you to the community because of the community support. She is so much. Yeah, she is so much closer to getting to that YouTube status, and so we're glad that she's part of the power team here, and thank you so much as well. So yeah, Charlie, dude, you need to... I know he's... Charlie, you got to at least take a day off like me, man. Come on, man. I know we're pushing, but man, you got to give that fracture a little rest too, man. Just for a little bit. Let us know. I'm going to message you. Let me know when you're going live. Here, let me just hit him up real quick. When you going live tomorrow morning, and also send me Facebook request. Evil. There. And then we'll do that tomorrow. All right. So we're gonna go into. Let me see. This was a video. Where did it go? I thought there was a new video. Oh yeah, the search. So we're gonna check this out, and then we're gonna start getting into this footage, and we'll probably really dig into it tomorrow. This is one, and we'll probably who was mentioning the Sweetie Pilo? We'll watch that tomorrow as well, because there was some stuff that we didn't get to finish checking out. So tomorrow we're gonna have, even though I'm not gonna be on the road, I am gonna be having a long ass day stream tomorrow. So you come hang out. We'll be in the studio the whole day, unless anything breaking comes out, and then I'm gonna be heading out again. But we're gonna be going through that video, a couple other ones we didn't finish, and then we're gonna be digging into this. So we're gonna be focusing a lot on trying to get this map done, because I want to know, like, really, like, if you're trying to tell me that he walked away, then show me where in the hell. We need to figure out, like, where exactly these little slips in the crack are, because who knows? Maybe it might be when we all get it done. Maybe there might be some really big chunks in the crack that might make it be okay, but then at the same time, when we're done, we might get to a point where it's like, yo, you got this sliver, and those are the only two. I don't know. As of right now, you look at the map that they give you, and you see all these red circles and scribbles and all this stuff filled in, but yet there's no traces. So from a support group. Oh, possibly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, it could be somebody peeping on a neighbor, but um, I don't know. Why would you peep at a silhouette for 3 minutes or something?
Look, we do that in the South, CJ. This is what we do. Especially in smaller towns, which, I mean, Hendersonville's not, small, but
Why?
I can tell you, because
That's gotta be boring.
No, that's
Dude,
it's the
that's gotta be
culture.
boring.
Southerners, we watch everybody's
What is
houses.
so
We
interesting
do.
about a
I did
curtain?
it.
We do. We
I
watch
did it
everybody's
last night.
houses.
I did it last night. Like, I was
See?
at a friend's house and we were having dinner, and all of a sudden there was a bunch of cop cars outside, and we literally we didn't want to open the blinds, but we cracked the blinds just a little bit, and we stood there for probably about 5 minutes just watching to see what the police were doing. But she had a friend in
Exactly.
dispatch, so we learned that people were breaking into houses in the apartment complex right next to hers. But yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
She's right.
Look, and the smaller the town, like where you get to me,
I'm ashamed.
we look now. I don't watch every car that goes down the road because I'm not that rural, but I used to. That where I lived before, I would watch every car. There's a strange car going down your road. Well, who's that? That's not any of the neighbors. Who's going down there? And now it's still, if there's anything going on in the neighborhood over here, oh yeah, you can bet you all the neighbors, we're doing the same thing. Najee peeking out the blinds, like, who's that? I haven't seen that car before.
I don't do it anymore because my dog alerts me anytime anybody is in the vicinity of our house or around it. So I just kind of I ignore it now because my dog is just on watch 24/7. I probably should stop ignoring it, but I know when there's someone outside because he's barking.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. You're right, Katrina. Me too. Absolutely. You'll make any excuse to be outside.
I will vacuum my porch. If I
sweep the steps, sweep the sidewalk.
It's like I saw a little short video of somebody. There was cops over at somebody's house, and this guy's just walking down, sweeping the street, going like this, just looking at what's going on, sweeping where the little dashes on the road are in the middle.
It's a southern thing, CJ.
I guess it'd be boring to me.
It's a nosy thing.
What did I read wrong? This thing? I read it wrong? What did I read wrong?
I
And
think you're
others
talking
than
about the
me tried
message.
telling you this. What did I read? What did I read wrong?
The message.
What? Well, I mean, yeah. What did I read wrong? What am I
I
not?
don't know. Go back up. Let's revisit it. What do you like? I don't understand either. What they're
I don't know. What did I? Just let me know,
Okay.
and then we'll see what. Can you read it? Okay, I can zoom it in a little bit.
Yeah, zoom in a little bit more. Okay.
Here,
I was told by a close neighbor that morning so the close neighbor said she saw Katie was outside with the police when she was going to take her kids to school. This already sounds like hearsay, but whatever.
phone book.
She
The point was,
stopped.
ain't nobody looking at a silhouette. Sorry.
Okay, so
They are in
she
the South.
stopped. Okay, so the lady that's telling her all of this, she said that she stopped and asked what had happened. And Katie told her, not the one that sent you the message, but the other neighbor lady. Katie told her that she told Sebastian to go to bed around 9 p.m. She fell asleep on the couch, never mentioning the conversation between her and Chris. She woke up around 11:30, went in and checked on Sebastian, which she previously said she didn't do. You got to scroll for me.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh.
Too high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
So she previously said she didn't do that anymore because now that he's older, he must have been awake because his light or night light was on, whatever. She said she told Sebastian to go to bed. Okay, so like I don't understand what we're missing. Like this
I don't
lady,
know.
this
Because on
lady
the-
didn't say.
Because she
It's
saw
all-
the light. The lady saw the light in Sebastian's room on her Ring camera. Katie told Sebastian to go to bed, and
Yeah.
then okay,
And he wasn't in bed because he had his light on.
yeah.
What's this? Okay.
And then the neighbor that
That's
was
not
close
the
to them,
focus.
so their Ring camera showed the light going on and off.
Yeah.
So it's dark.
It's not
I
the
don't.
focus.
What do we miss?
Yeah, it's not the
Okay,
focus. The focus.
I think she means that the neighbor didn't hear the noise. Katie heard the noise and told the neighbor she heard the noise, but not the neighbor hearing the noise when we're reading it again.
Yeah. But the whole
Okay,
point
yeah,
is the
Katie
neighbor
hears
across
noise.
the neighbor across the street didn't hear the noise. That was the whole point. How are you gonna? That's why we brought up slamming the door, and then you brought up a gunshot, right? Like,
But
no,
she
for
didn't
real,
hear
that's
it.
what we
But
brought up.
I
No,
think
they
that's what they're
didn't hear it.
saying. I think they're saying
Yeah.
that like at no point in time the neighbor heard.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
That's what
but
I've been
like,
saying.
yeah.
So why would you? And that's my point. Why? I mean, I don't know what we're missing here. Who's lost here? Because I'm sitting there going, "That's my point. Why would somebody be looking at a silhouette for 3 minutes and going, "Oh yeah, I remember they were standing there with the lights on last night." Give me a break.
Yeah.
I don't understand what. Maybe they missed something that we were talking about because we're saying the same thing. Najee, I don't
So
know.
the neighbor
what we're
never said. The neighbor never said that they heard noise. The neighbor
No,
said
I
that
never
they
said
saw
they
the
said they
silhouette.
heard
Yeah.
noise. We
But
never
they
that's
said
were
where the
that.
looking at the
confusion.
silhouette.
Right, but we never said that. Our point is why what it had to be a loud noise. CJ said multiple times. No, I didn't. I didn't say the neighbors heard shit. I said the neighbors didn't hear shit. Is something wrong with my microphone or something?
But they did watch the silhouette.
Is something wrong? Hello? 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 Can you hear me okay?
I don't know. Maybe it was just everybody's talking, and maybe
I'm saying
we just...
purple. I'm saying purple. Is purple? Purple?
I'm hearing you
Is it
say
coming
green.
out of- You're hearing me say green? It's got to, I don't know. Maybe it's the USB plug. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I don't know. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Because we never said anybody heard anything. We never said that. And I'm saying it had to be a hell of a loud noise.
If they
Because
did,
if I'm telling you, anybody that has children, if you've had your child slam their door on you because they were mad, that's loud. And I'm saying the neighbor's not even going to hear that sound. So what would make that neighbor go like this to the window?
Yeah, to see a silhouette.
Right.
I
So
don't
what
know.
did everybody tell me that we were confused here? Because I need to go rewatch. Give me. I don't. What did
Maybe you did. Maybe you're just sleep deprived. Maybe
that
you
I
did
said
say,
that the neighbors heard the noise when I'm
yeah.
sitting there saying that there's not a noise loud enough, and
Because
if there
several
is,
people are saying that you did say
the
it.
mom's running in, going, "What happened, Sebastian?" I mean, you followed me. You know what I mean? Like, how did you knew what I was saying? So when did I say it?
Look, I'm just out here
Yeah.
vacuuming the porch, okay?
You
Right?
you
I
also
don't-
called Sebastian Riley several times
Oh,
today, and I just let you
yeah.
slide.
I'm sorry. I'm so tired. I was falling asleep on my drive home. That's how tired I was.
He didn't mean to.
I'm confused too. I mean, if I'm sitting there talking about the sound and why would somebody do this and you're not going to hear it and you knew what I was talking about, you brought up a damn gunshot. It had to be as loud as a gunshot, right? We're
Yeah.
talking about nobody hearing the sound.
Just
Yeah,
sweep
like
the
Oh,
porch.
I get. Yeah, we're
Sweep the
trying to
porch.
figure out what provoked this neighbor. What provoked the neighbor to look out of the window
Yeah,
in the first place?
exactly.
I think it was the light in Sebastian's room.
That would make him go, okay, so who cares? Who cares if the kid across the street isn't going to bed at bedtime? That's going to make you go, oh shit, I wonder what's going to happen next.
Oh wow! Look at
No,
that silhouette.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, where's
no.
this shit? Dude, am I in an alternate reality here or something? Like, what the
I
hell
don't
is
know.
going on?
I'm not looking out of my window. Like,
Who
if
cares?
I'm looking out the window, okay, so something had to tell me to look out the window. Usually it's gonna be my dog.
Yeah,
If I'm looking out the window, it's because my dog is barking. I'm looking out the window. And then if I see like
right.
lights across the street going on and off, I'm probably gonna be like, what the hell? And I'm gonna watch for a little bit. But what was the initial reasoning? And that's why we feel like this is all hogwash, because
Yeah.
why did this person go to the window in the first place? Because your Ring camera is not going to go off from lights turning on.
True.
No. And
True.
you're not going to peep out of a fucking window because the next door neighbor's kid isn't going to bed when he's supposed to.
And you're not.
And
I mean,
kept,
honestly,
what?
even if
I
you're
kept
just being
saying they watched
nosy-
it live. When did I say they watched it live?
I don't remember that.
I don't.
part.
Maybe they're watching somebody else or something. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm sorry, Andy. I really don't, buddy. I really don't know what you're talking about. They
Oh
kept telling
man.
you, CJ, telling me what? If you listen to what we're talking about how there's no way in hell there was a noise or anything that would have led the neighbor to be, ooh, what's going on? I mean, come on.
Oh,
What the
did you
hell?
say that about the
What?
police presence? They're saying, a couple of people are saying there's a huge police presence at the middle school or high school.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, we were by there.
I mean, right now? Is that what they're saying?
Oh,
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
We were by there
earlier.
today. Yeah.
Right.
We got ran off.
No, they said
Dropped
right
through
now.
some attention.
Yeah.
Right
it was-
now is what they're saying. If that's true. I mean, I don't know.
There was
don't know from
earlier
him.
today. There was like
Where-
it felt like every corner we turned there was a
Everybody was live.
car.
They were live streaming the fucking altercate. They were live streaming the fucking bedroom.
Jasmine, I don't know what's going
I
on
mean, I'm
either.
tired.
just sweeping.
I mean, I'm tired, but I didn't know I said they were live streaming it. I didn't know that. I'll have to
I
go
don't
back
know.
and watch. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch.
I don't know.
Oh my
I worked
gosh.
13 hours
don't
today,
know.
so I have
I don't
no
know.
idea. I'm tired too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I've neglected everything.
I'm tired. Let me see here. Ooh, there's something about a University of Alabama student. It says death of Riley. Yeah, this video says death of Riley Strain brings back memories of University of Alabama student.
I read that. I read that earlier that they are like on lockdown right now in Alabama for spring break based on his case.
What?
Don't know why, but I didn't click on it. I just scrolled past it because I was looking for the autopsy report. But
Yeah, I'll play it in a second.
Yeah, I want to know.
And let me
'Cause
know.
I'm
Let me
not
know if
that
you find
far.
that update for whatever. Here, I better make sure I go back and read the comment word for word here. 1 second.
Like, it's only a couple of hours
Hold on.
from me.
Where was that comment, Silky? Where was it at?
No,
That you were asking something?
I don't know. I'm still sweeping the porch. I don't
I
know.
want to make sure. I want to make sure I say it word for
Room
word.
leads.
So I want to make sure I say it word for word. So I don't say like they were live streaming it or something.
I don't
You know,
know.
I don't want. I don't want to. I don't want
Are
to
you
fumble.
talking about?
I don't want to fumble and accidentally say they were live streaming it. So I want to make sure I say it word for word.
Are you talking about the police presence ones at the middle school? Is that what you're talking about? I
Yeah,
don't even
that's
know.
it. Yeah.
Okay, there's two
Yeah.
of them. Hold on, I'll highlight it. I'll star them.
All right. Here's this real quick.
New Live at 5, a Tuscaloosa attorney says the tragic death of a student, Riley Strain, in Nashville is a heartbreaking reminder for a family who lost a University of Alabama student. University of Missouri student's body was found in the Cumberland River not far from Nashville a few days ago. Police say there was no evidence of foul play, but he had visited a bar before his death. In 2021, you'll remember, UA student Garrett Walker disappeared and was found in that river in Tuscaloosa.
Brian Henry talked to the Walker family attorney about the similarities in these tragedies.
November 2021 in Tuscaloosa, University of Alabama student Garrett Walker turned up missing. Dive teams searched the waters of the Black Warrior River and found Walker's body. A sad ending, crushing all hopes he might be found alive and safe and sound. Family attorney Josh Hayes said this on November 10th, nearly 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
The family is grieving following this devastating loss.
Today,
It's a tragedy all the way around.
Josh Hayes couldn't help but remember Garrett Walker once news broke about Riley Strain and the similarities between the two.
Have they not
College
found
students,
him?
young, smart, and in the prime of their lives. Based on published reports in Nashville, it appeared alcohol may have played a role in Riley Strain's death, the same common thread with Garrett Walker, who, according to autopsy reports, died from accidental drowning. Garrett Walker's family still has a lawsuit against the local bar, according to Hayes.
There are responsibilities all around. There's a responsible vendor program that bars are supposed to follow that involves not over-serving, not serving minors. But as far as the friends and the patrons, they also have responsibilities. They have responsibilities to not act inappropriately. That means not drinking until you're of age, not drinking to excess.
What makes both cases even more tragic is their deaths were seemingly preventable.
I always advise young people to travel in packs of 3, not 2. Stay together in Uber.
Riley Strain and Garrett Walker, 2 lives cut short, unrealized dreams and hopes, all ended in 2 rivers, more than 200 miles apart. Meantime, attorney Josh Hayes says litigation against the bar continues here in Tuscaloosa.
Wow. So Luke 32.
Nothing
might
about
not be
these
Luke
cases
32.
are similar.
Wow.
Nothing about them are
He
similar.
said they were college students and they died from drowning.
No, we don't even have proof that Riley Strain
Right.
died from drowning.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, damn! Don't do that to me again. I wasn't being politically correct, word for word. This right here. I wonder if Luke 32 is going to be Luke 32s anymore after. I bet you the family sues them.
I
bet-
don't think so.
No,
No.
with not having answers. Where are they going to
Because
get their?
Luke 32's, like, we still also don't have any information on what other alcoholic beverages he was served or had maybe have gotten throughout the night. So there's no Luke 32's apparently put him out because he had been overserved, but he was only served 1 drink and 2 waters. So we should revisit some of the other places that he went through throughout the
So
night.
can you be
Yeah.
overserved if you puke?
No, you're overserved when you become like disorderly.
Right. You become a shitbag.
Yeah, pretty much. But they never stated that. Like,
Right.
they've been so cooperative. That's why a question that I raised earlier, once again, is why did they kick him out of the bar?
Yeah.
And
Because it was he
I know
bumped
you
up
said
against
like
some
the
girl on accident.
yeah, you said that, but that does not get you kicked out. I mean, you got to pretty much get in a full-fledged fist fight in the bars downtown, or just be a low life, or say something crazy to one of the bartenders, and then they'll put you out. But
somebody had mentioned that there's like a group of females that always go to these bars, and this is one from somebody that they said that this is from the same person that said about how the bars have one umbrella and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And they said that also there's a group of girls that frequent those bars all the time that are local, and they're in good with the bartenders, and they work together, because if they have shitty tippers, they will use those girls to kick them out so they can have more room for people to come in that are going to tip. And so what those girls will do is pretend to get bumped into, so then they can call the bouncer. The bouncer already knows her, and then the bouncer kicks the dude out because the bartender told the girl that guy's a shitty ass tipper, get him out of here.
Yeah.
I've heard that going down too.
I don't know, man. And why hasn't any of the fraternity brothers spoken out? Like, why the guy that walked him down the stairs and he told him that he was going to go back to the room, why hasn't any of these so-called best friends come to the table and been like, look, this is what happened that night leading up to the events?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they so quiet?
Yeah. Oh, they're suspicious as hell.
Yeah, they are suspicious. And I'm sure someone else in the family and detectives or whoever have you on the case know more than what the media does.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let me see here. We're going to switch to this now.
And unfortunately, if he was drugged, we'd never know because of how long his body was in the water.
Be diluted like crazy, probably.
Yeah.
All right, so we did a couple swoops here, and I have a whole bunch of photos too. What did I do there? Did we just go in a circle? Oh, okay. So
before or after we got home?
No, this is after. Wait. I think it was after, because I think we were starting to, and then we saw her, and then we turned around. This was at the top of the other part where that construction was at, and then the cul-de-sac kind of excuse me. When we went up, and then this is that main road that we would go up and down to where we would turn right. So I'm gonna drop these in the Discord chat too, and then you guys can slow them down, take screenshots. I just had to do that because some guy was staring at us when we were going by. This had to be after. Damn, I was driving fast on this one.
Yeah, you're zooming.
The other one, I must have been driving slower. But you can literally pause it at any moment and have a clear picture whenever you want. You just pause it, clear, pause it as much as you want. You got every angle. We went up and down these streets a few times, so now we're turning on.
That is the house right there with the. Yep, they have. That is the camera that I was talking about earlier. That points up the street.
Right there, right on that garage there. So let's see. There's one That's a pipe. There's one here. And where was that other one? Is it going to play? Here to go. This right here, right? Right by the boat?
Yeah.
Right
No,
above
no.
the
It's
edge of the
over
boat.
there. Yeah, it's in
Right,
the
where
left
you put the
corner.
hitch on. Where you put the hitch on. There's one there on the left corner by the garage. And then there's like the boat, and then where the hitch goes, if you go straight up, there's a camera right there too.
Is it a camera or a light?
Yeah, because there was two of them. Yeah, it's like a camera that goes straight out, so it would have recorded here. And we can even go to Google View too. But that right there, I thought was a camera too when we were driving by, because I noticed this one. I didn't notice this one on the left of the garage door. I noticed this one up here, and it's basically going straight to the house that's next to Riley's, in my opinion. So this is
Sebastian.
Gosh, oh gosh. I'm sleeping in tomorrow. I
Same.
can't. Charlie's going live at 7:30, he said.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so early.
I know. I don't know if I could go live that. I guess I could.
Yeah, I should go ahead and call out. While I'm sitting here.
Let's see. We'll see if that blue truck is in this footage, because the blue truck was parked on the side of the road before he came. Yeah, that I don't know if I got that on camera or not. I think we were paused because she was talking to us. These houses, though. That one, ring cam. You can see it. And I think when we went on this street, it was like ring cam after ring cam after ring cam.
It was like
right here
boom,
on this side.
boom, boom.
Yeah, and then I think that one had one. And I can't remember if that one did. I think I said no, and I thought you said yes when we were at this spot. I think this is one where I was like, no, and then you're like, no, I see one right there. I think that's that house.
And some of them may not even be ring cameras. They just might be some like
Decoy
ghetto,
fake.
Yeah, some ghetto cheap shit.
Yeah, just a plastic hardcover. You know, like
Yeah.
you buy them at Five Below, and it's filled with like Tic Tacs or something. To
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
like
Scare
those, the
tactic.
cell phones that had bubble gum in them. You know.
Yeah.
You just hit that button and it all lit up for a second, and then you just.
I mean,
open it up, got
honestly,
some
a
bubble
lot.
gum.
I feel like a lot of people like who have cameras, they just like have them, and they're like, "Oh, that doesn't work. It's dead. It's not connected."
I love mine. Sometimes they're my favorite TV show.
Yeah, mine too. And I don't use wired or battery just to do wired. You don't have to worry about it dying.
Yeah.
It's there. It's connected always.
Yeah, I had to take one of mine down because it got some very not nice pictures of me. Because I forgot it was there, you know, if you're going to change clothes
Yeah.
or whatever. And I would go back and I'd be like, oh my God. I finally
Yeah, we
unplugged
have a
that one. I'm
couple.
like, okay. Yeah.
We have a couple in our house. We have the one outside, and then we have some inside too. That I mean, you're not getting in here without somebody seeing you. Period.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, or even around. Like people
Around,
don't
yeah.
even have to. They don't even have to get on my property for them to. All the way around, they don't have to get on my property
either.
for me to even see them, or for me to even for it to pop up. That's what I love about them, and they're so damn clear at night too. You know, like I don't know where they get this shit ring cam quality. from on here, but I'm telling you, my shit at nighttime, it's like, it's clear as hell.
It's got like a little light. Well, mine
Yeah.
does. I don't know which one, but
Yeah,
mine
it's
like
got the
around the
night
button. It's
vision.
got and it's got a light around the button. So if
Yeah.
like anyone presses it, it like lights up. I mean,
Yeah.
I get notifications all day. A car
Yes.
could drive past my
Yeah.
house and it will pick
Yep.
it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love them. I think everybody should have them because I think and then I tell anybody, pay the $5 a month, yo. Just make sure you link all of your devices, and the $5 covers the whole freaking kit and
Yeah.
caboodle. You can't
Yeah.
beat it.
You
And then you
can't.
have the availability to rewind and record
Mhm.
everything, and then the clarity. For $5 a month, it's always better to be safe. It's not like it's a crazy amount. They just cost a decent
Whoa, whoa,
amount, but
whoa.
they're worth it. What? Huh?
Oh, okay. I thought I saw something with Seth Proudfoot, but it was Seth Rogers.
Let's see. It's a. Let me see here. Corner line. Retention pond. I know. Where's this retention pond? Because is it supposed to be back in the backyard or what? I don't.
Is that the
I
one they
don't-
drained? Because I know
See,
they
this-
drained one.
I don't know. So that camera would basically give you that view. So it would see if I don't know. I don't know. I don't see this. I don't see him walking away. And we went up that road up there too. I went down this one a few times, that one a few times. And then I think on the second time, or the second video I have is where I slowed it down a little bit, but yeah, I think we kind of with kind of sitting in the street there like we did, I think it kind of ruined our availability to go through that fucking neighborhood. No.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
No. And it sucks too, because it wasn't
Go home.
right. He made me think of the dude from Idaho with the flags in his truck. For real.
That thing was squatted.
Yeah, I know. Little fucking lowrider shit, you know? Like, all right, bro. But I don't know how long. Did you notice how long he was sitting behind us? Did he just pull up and honk?
No,
or-
he pulled up, and before
Waited?
he even like came to a stop, he was like, "Wah."
Oh. I mean,
Yeah. He was on the way out, but he didn't like have to sit there and wait.
right.
And I honestly wonder if he saw us like riding around and was just like, all right, I'm just gonna.
Oh, go out and get out of my truck so I can. Because we
Yeah.
were sitting there for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
I was only expecting to be there, like, hey, let's go meet up here or whatever. And then it was like explaining some new YouTube stuff and this and that. And then dude's like, yeah,
Pops
like you
up out
said,
of
he
nowhere.
just wails on the horn. And it's like, whoa. And it made me think of that dude from Idaho, like the dude with the flags and shit.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We get a lot of that here.
But it wasn't doing nothing wrong. It's wasn't doing nothing wrong. I mean, we just sat in the road for an extra minute or something, but it wasn't like somebody needed to lay on the fucking horn. It's just like beep beep. Oh, okay, I'll move out of the way.
Yeah,
You know,
one
it's
horn
not.
would have done the
Yeah,
job.
Yeah, it's not like go home. It's like, dude, I
Yeah.
wasn't even out here flying my fucking drone, bro. Like, I ain't that guy. I got glasses, but they're Nike. I'm like, we got two different glasses. It ain't me. And hell, I was there yesterday and I had neighbors that were totally cool talking to me over there. Actually, really sweet people. So I don't know. It's probably the other people that are going over there starting shit over there, and they're just lumping everybody into the category.
Yeah.
So if you're not from there, then you're automatically associated with the shit that they're doing, which we're not doing that shit.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that you have like out of state tags.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is. I'm used to that everywhere, but just the drastic part of it. All right. So this is another one. I think I did go slower on it. It looks like I did. Man, I was flying in that other one.
I think you
Oh,
were
that's
nerve-wracked.
this is after we got screamed at because I started.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, we better get this footage and then
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. Like it's time to go.
You were on edge.
Yeah, well, I've been getting a lot of threats the last couple days, so I have to be on edge because if I'm not, that's when I
Yeah.
might get caught slipping, and I ain't trying to get caught slipping. So yeah, I have to be like crazy aware all over the place just with all the shit that I'm getting. So I did drive a little bit slower. So the second video is going to be better, and I believe we go up this road, then this road, come back around a few times. So these videos will cover all the different properties, the different roads in that neighborhood right there, that few street area. And so I'm going to drop this. I'll actually drop this one in the mod chat and community chat, and then you guys can dig into it, and we can go into it tomorrow when we have our show. And then if there's any certain spots, just take a screenshot of it, edit it with a circle or something, and then I'd like to just have like a bird's eye view where we look down. Okay, there's a camera here, 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 here. We project the vision cone. We're looking at a bird's eye view, projecting the vision cone, looking down, and then as we're looking at that bird's eye with all the visions and then with the cones, then we really see, okay, he could have slipped out through these two houses up towards this direction. He could have came out here and here. And then I think when we take that and then go back to maybe what we're looking for in Hendersonville, it'll kind of help us. If he really did walk, it'll kind of help us lead us into a certain direction. Because, like, what if, if, let me bring up a bird's eye here. What if we know that, what if we know that right through here, here's this camera. So what if he went up the backyard, right? And we know that, this camera over here is facing somewhere or something like that. Something where it's okay, the dude, because with all the cameras here, where are you slipping out where nobody's catching you? Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, he could have went through here and then came around up here and went this way. Okay, well, let's focus up over here, or let's focus right over here because he could have slipped through this house, this yard, came across here and went straight over here. Something like that. I think having these, little, I'll show you what I mean. Google Earth. We can literally Bill. So we do it like this, where where's the supposed to be? Where'd the screen share go? Dang it. So it'd be like this, where we could be like, okay, so this camera right here, covers uh, here to here, and then we can add those vision cones throughout the neighborhood of where all these cameras would probably get a decent image, and then we build all of those vision cones, and then that'll tell us the real directions that he probably would have walked if he was gonna walk. But like I said again, I don't think he's there. I think he's gonna be over in Memphis, uh, Mississippi. They had Equisearch out there today. No, they were out there today, and then I believe they're doing a search tomorrow. From what I saw, so they have a new Equisearch coming in to. They did today. They had Equisearch today. I don't know about. I imagine probably tomorrow. I don't know how that Equisearch works. But this is what I was asking Charlie. Why are they bringing in Equisearch if they already have the Cajun Navy that has the same resources? What do you like? Equisearch? Now, is that like a competition with Cajun Navy? Are they in competition? Are they both like a fund, like a donation-based charity program? I'm
I
not
don't
familiar with
know.
Equisearch. Mike is fading in and out.
Yeah.
Is it? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, so it's like, why are you bringing in Equisearch if you already have the Cajun Navy when you got the same resources? And if they're that worried about competition, the Cajun Navy, and then the fake being put out, well, then don't you have more resources to come? You gonna tell me you only got one boat? Because that's all they had there was one boat. So I don't know. It's. I think they're getting ready to phase. They're bringing Equisearch in, and I think that they're getting ready to phase out the Cajun Navy because I think some of them are even. There's a lot of community members talking about the shadiness of Cajun Navy and how they're a scam and they know about it and they don't want them there. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Equisearch is coming in, and then because like even with what the dude from the Cajun Navy said last night on Nancy Grace, he was saying that it's going to be wrapped up soon. How do you know it's going to be wrapped up soon if you don't even have a cent? You're farther
Yeah.
away today than you were the day before because you found out that the cent didn't go to have anything to do with Sebastian. So how are you going to say you're about to wrap it up? I think they know, and I think the community. I'm pretty sure they're pretty aware because I had even Charlie telling me shit about stuff that I had learned a day and a half ago, 2 days ago, and I think they're getting ready to push him out of there because it's like, yo, let's get some
Yeah.
real fucking shit going on in here.
Yeah. EquiSearch is way more reputable from
Yeah.
what I've heard. I mean, I really don't know that much, but
The boat was from somebody from Louisiana, Nomi.
I think it was all a ploy.
Yeah. Him and
I
his
think it's
wife
a
were
safe
from
base,
Louisiana.
but-
I saw him when I went to go sign up yesterday or the day before. Him and his wife. I actually showed you guys the boat when we were there, and Charlie made a good point. When I met him yesterday, he was like, "You didn't see no Cajun Navy on the side of that boat, right?" And I'm like, "Nope." And he goes, "Think about it." I'm like, "Ooh, yeah." Yep. He said, "Think about it. They'd have Cajun Navy on that if it really was about the Cajun Navy." And I was like, And the guy that's running around threatening YouTubers was the president or is the president of the head of the Cajun Navy shit. And why would he want to run people away? And why would they not want you to film? You know? Because they don't want the shit to be exposed.
Yeah.
They don't want it to be exposed. So, yeah, they're finding out. So, yeah, he owes 13,000. Who's
wow.
that? There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I was getting a lot of information about. We'll go through some of it tomorrow. It's just, man, there's some people like up here, and that's what I'm saying. I'll let other people. Like I was saying in chat, mod chat, I'll let other people do that. I'm not worried about that. It's about people, and there. Charlie does enough good stuff. There's no reason for him to have to deal with any of that bullshit when it comes to trying to be the first to put information out there that but really it's not worth it because then it's going to affect Charlie's comfort around there. So I'm not really worried about it. I'll let other people come out with it. That's up to them if they want to deal with that shit. But yeah, it's even the Cajun Navy, I was getting stuff about the people that used to head it, that used to be running it, that are not running it anymore. Name changes to avoid connections, trying to downplay bad reputation type shit, It's pretty interesting. I was there but avoided them. They missed us on that Saturday. Saturday. What is today anyway? Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
It's almost Thursday.
Jeez, it's
Yeah, it is almost Thursday.
Let me see if there's any updates real quick, just to see. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, get something to eat. Oh, excuse me. Then I'll be back on tomorrow. I think I need to take a break tomorrow from the driving and.
Yeah, you probably do, CJ.
I do. I've been saying, I've been saying the ring cam across the street was live streamed over and over. And, I've been saying wrong names, and so I think I'm
Loud
just gonna
noises being heard.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. I guess I'll have to go back and watch this one. You getting what? Okay. I don't remember it. Second autopsy to be done on Riley, so we'll get into that probably a little bit tomorrow too, but we'll be focused on this and then going through. I got a bunch of photos and stuff too, and then we got a lot of catching up to do when it comes to a lot of this other stuff just because we've been on location with this case. So I'm trying to think of I'll probably do like 10 a.m. Central, get on at 10 a.m., 9:30, 10 a.m. Central, and then we'll do like a long ass show and knock some shit out and go through some photos and stuff like that. Get caught up. Like I want to check out that Sweetie Pilo video that keeps getting brought up and see what they have to say on that. So I don't see anything crazy. So
Now I wonder what's going on at that school, but I guess I might have
they
to get in the
said
Facebook
somebody
group.
ran.
It's a car
No,
wreck.
they said somebody ran into a fire truck.
Oh,
Yeah, it was nothing.
okay.
Yeah. You'll hear, like, I go to Twitter, Silky. Like, if something's breaking,
Yeah,
a
me
lot
too.
of the major news stations or any of the reporters are gonna break shit on Twitter before anything. So just look up the hashtag of whatever it is, and you'll come up with the latest information. I guarantee you, it'll be a hell of a lot quicker than anywhere else because the news agencies and stuff always tweeting it first.
Yeah.
Well, I might stay up and vacuum the porch.
Yeah. No, do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Oh look.
Whoa. Timestamp when all the times I said it was a live stream. Just leave it in the comment section and then I can just go click, 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 click. And yeah, I'm tired. I'm ready to get
Bless
some
your
rest.
heart. Bless your heart.
I'm pooped. It was bad when I was like driving home and I'm like going like this and I'm like doing this. It was like 20 minutes left and I'm like, dude, come on. No. And I'm going fucking 70, you know, and it's like, dude, I'm sitting there going, and I tried to fight it too, and it didn't matter. I kept fighting it, and I'm just like, fuck. And then, yeah, so I made it home. I was like, do I just go to bed? I'm like, no, I told everybody I'd be on. I need to get on. And then I'll just get some sleep after that. So go figure.
Get something to eat, get some sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be back. You got work tomorrow, Silky?
Nope, I'm off tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put a live out I'm just gonna put it for 10 a.m. And then if you're not busy either tomorrow, you're more than welcome, or anytime. Just let me know and I can drop you a link for you to come up to, because any night you're more than welcome to come up and hang out with us. So
Yeah, I'm taking a high. I've been neglecting work.
I said
I'm not going tomorrow. I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I was like, that's the way to put it. It's like I'm taking the day out. I'm neglecting it. It's like,
yeah, it's being neglected is the only word for my job, because like if I stop working for like 3 days, I might as well be like a month behind. So,
oh my gosh.
neglecting is the only word that I can use for it, but it will be neglected once again tomorrow, and I will get paid to neglect it. So,
well, there we go. Well, hey, come hang out with us all day tomorrow while we chit chat and talk all these different cases and stuff. We'll go through different things, and yeah, come hang out with us all day if you're bored or not doing anything.
yeah.
I'll send you a link and then you can hop on if you want to at any moment. All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I'll go ahead and set it for 10 a.m. Central, and just fingers crossed. I slept through 4 or 5 alarms this morning, so fingers crossed I don't this morning or tomorrow morning.
You know what's funny?
What?
Every time you text me and you're like, I'm running late, I'll be there, I'm like opening my eyes.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
so
because
horrible.
Because I'm driving I know it too, because I'm driving 2.5 hours and I'm like, yeah, she's probably just sitting there going, I don't give a fuck. I just want to know when you're 45 minutes away, right?
Yeah,
I don't
25, 30. Like,
yeah.
I opened my eyes this morning. I was like, crunchy eyed. I was like, lock.
Yeah, well,
no worries.
skipping Hardee's. Yeah, well, I'm skipping Hardee's. Oh, just to try and make it because I woke up. Yeah, but I promise I'm gonna try and be on. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna sleep through. I'm gonna try and not sleep through my alarms. I'm not gonna do that because watch, I'll wake up like I did this morning. The live was set for 7:30, and I woke up at 7:24. I was
oh
like,
my God.
oh shit. I still have to take a shower. I gotta pack my bag. Gotta set it up. All this other stuff.
Yeah.
She got to see how much of a pain in the ass it is on the road, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
she
did.
got to see. She's like,
firsthand.
oh,
But thankfully, I've like been in the car with people who have done way worse things. So I
Yeah.
was just kind of like, I was like,
okay,
I'm not dying.
okay, good. She didn't run out of the car after we got
Yeah,
there.
no.
So I'll be streaming in my sleep soon.
Yeah.
There were a couple
Maybe-
of times where I was following you, and I was like, dude, like, turn. Like, you can go.
Hey, there's a lot of shit going on. Rambling, man. I know. I'm tired. I always talk a lot when I'm tired. Maybe I should do a stream sometime where you guys can watch me go to sleep. Wouldn't that be good?
Weird. Okay.
24/7. They want
Maybe
the puppy
some of those
cam too.
nosy neighbors.
Yeah, they want
Oh,
the puppy cam too. Yeah, they told me that I should have a
Whiskey.
24-hour stream. Just whatever. I was like, okay, we'll get you a puppy. We'll get a puppy for you.
There you
And
go.
have the puppy cam. I'm not
Aw,
streaming
look at
all
the
day.
Puppy.
Aw,
Aw,
This is Whiskey.
puppy kisses.
how sweet.
He's
Aw.
not a puppy, but he looks like he is.
Yeah.
He's actually 6, and here's I don't know if he's gonna get up here. He's my other mutt.
No. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
All
Good boy.
right. All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. I need to get something, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'm sure we'll have some other people hop up too that are like Rosie and others that are on, maybe Natalie that have been on during the daytime, and we'll all get to hang out right here and not hear my choppy ass driving around. And hold on, guys, I gotta get out real quick. Okay, here we go. But we're gonna hang out and have some fun tomorrow. So
Hold on.
have a good time.
All
So,
right.
good night,
Well,
everybody. Thank you so
Good
much.
night, y'all.
Appreciate you. And I'll put that notification out here in a minute for tomorrow morning. We'll see you back tomorrow. Thank you all. And please hit the like if you haven't yet. And please subscribe if you're not. And also Silky Southern Tea. And we got to get you a YouTube link going up there too, so you can start getting some subs as well. So we'll have all that for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm working on it. It's on my to-do list. Okay, whatever.
I have a whole day tomorrow that I can dedicate to everything on my to-do list.
Bullshit. You'll get 2 things knocked out of it.
Yeah.
And it'll be like eat cereal and go to the bathroom.
Oh, no. Here's the to-do list. And
She's like me. Here's my prep, you guys.
You cover other cases.
there's 13 things. There's 13 things on my list, and I've marked off 6. And I made it 2 days ago. So I'm doing good.
Okay. We'll see.
I just have to organize. I have to put it on paper because if it's up here running around, it's just going to get away from me. But
Yeah, you got to outline it so you can make sure you do it in order and at the time efficient way as well.
Right.
All right. Yeah, we'll hop on tomorrow. That way.
Yeah,
hang out with
YouTube
us
channel
tomorrow. It'll be
is
fun.
it's the fifth thing on the list. So,
Whatever. It should be first. It should be first. You should work on it before you go to sleep, damn it. That way when you wake up in the morning, it's already done. There you go. There you go. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. All
I
right.
don't know what you want from me.
Your
It's all
soul is
there.
mine now.
Oh, hell.
Right?
What is this, liquid death?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Now I'm done with this shit. All right. Good night, everybody. Appreciate you.
Toss it.
She's throwing papers and shit. Good night, everybody.
Good night.